Everyone could say hello to the internet people.
Hello.
Greetings,
Hello,
internet people.
Hello.
Guten Tag.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Shadowrun. We are currently in Cambodia, city of Siem Reap, where we are destabilizing or restabilizing the country at the request of the government. Take your pick. As we attempt to quell the Khmer Rouge insurgency that is threatening to send the entire country back to the Stone Age. We currently have a plan with which to take over the airport, take it back from the rebel insurgency. We've done a fair bit of that research into the background and into the forces, the resources that they can pull. And we are becoming increasingly confident that our six-man team can take on their 200 or 300 soldiers with their military hardware, their anti-aircraft weapons, their tanks, their jeeps, their motorbikes, and so on and so forth, because, hey, we got confidence. So I'll turn it over to you and let you discuss what you think the program, the approach is going to be.
All right. So yeah, got a little bit ahead of myself there before the session, but yeah. What are the thoughts on that plan? Getting into the subterranean and flooding the tower with gas right before we assault.
How long does the gas last for? I mean, how long does the effects of the gas last?
Typically about 4 rounds, depends on the ventilation. So that would be them eating the gas effects 4 times, which would fucking wipe out just about anybody. I'm thinking we essentially cocktail either Neurostun or Narcojet, both of which just do a bunch of stun damage, and Blight. It's this like basically anti-mage toxin for like law enforcement or streets trying to deal with mages. Basically, if you inject someone with it, it just completely cuts them off in the manosphere for a couple hours. But if you mix it with DMSO and gas someone with it, they just eat a bunch of drain damage. Or they have to resist a bunch of drain. I think it's like 12 points.
And she'd take that 4 times over.
Yeah, so she'd have to
So
resist
4
like
sets of
48
12.
drain.
Yeah.
I mean, depends how quickly she leaves the building.
Yeah, well, if she leaves the building, that's also to our advantage, because then we have like Ricochet in the hills with his rifle.
And I could probably
like she's out in the
spell
open.
snipe as well.
Yeah, we have a shot on her. And everybody's away from the sensitive equipment. Yeah.
Because if I'm up with Ricochet, I can like just fireball as well if the shot doesn't immediately kill her.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Ricochet obviously has the like best shot and the best rifle for it, but he doesn't drop her. We can just open up with everything we have.
Yeah, before we do the airport job, I'd like to get some really nice binoculars, so I could possibly just sit with Ricochet and spell snipe from up there.
I guess I'll get some binoculars too.
Like 15 million in the book.
15.
That's something you'd be able to buy here if they're just binoculars, rather than targeting binoculars or some other high tech shit.
I think they specifically have to be like binoculars that don't use like cameras or anything like that.
No electronic. It's got to be optical.
Yeah, optical binoculars.
Basically, a couple of pieces of glass that magnify an image. There's nothing. That doesn't stop your magical effect, your magical abilities.
Cool.
All right. So we do have a RPK HMG, which is good. We can probably make use of it. We just need to get some ammo, and I'd like to try to get a couple mods for it. So I guess first of all, let's try to get some ammo, because if we don't get ammo, there's no point in getting anything else. Omen, would you mind lending me some assistance? Maybe asking on the Triad to see if they'd have some shit like this. But I'm looking for about 100 rounds of armor-piercing heavy machine gun ammo.
Okay. What? Just for
It would
in-game
be-
sake, acquisition roll would be
Be a negotiation versus 12 dice.
12 dice. Okay.
And can I assist him?
Yeah, if you're willing to go help them cozy up to the Triad or whoever. Triad deal in just about everything, don't they? That's kind of their thing.
Yeah, except that they're trying to acquire munitions rather than sell them at the moment. You know, they've turned to you guys to get them guns and stuff. As I recall.
True.
So,
Well,
you
maybe
don't
not
have any
specifically
other
the Triad.
options. Well, yeah, while you might not have any other options, like they're probably not going to be able to help you no matter how many successes you roll.
Could try Knight Errant, or just asking Johnson if there are any local munition stores we could access for that.
Yeah, and the short answer to that is that they're shut down. Knight Errant, perhaps, you know, but they can't be resupplied, so they're also unlikely to. A bullet should be a relatively easy thing to get, but these are special circumstances, and yeah, it's not as simple as just making an acquisition roll. You've got to know where to go in this instance because they're in high demand. If there's a bullet out there, the Khmer Rouge is probably sought to acquire it.
If you can get me raw materials in a workshop, I can press my own ammunition.
Now we're talking.
That'll do. What do you need?
A workshop in gunpowder.
Where can we find a workshop that we might already have control over? Anyone?
If only I had an idea.
All right.
Would Clockwork, when we have Clockwork's workshop, they have the stuff you need?
Sure do. And his workshop is like industrial grade, for want of a better word.
Like a facility?
A facility, yeah, that's right. So, yeah, you've got that. You've got a place to do the manufacturing. It would not be too crazy to think that maybe he has the facilities here to manufacture bullets here. It's almost like he's making bullets for the Khmer Rouge or something. So yeah, we've got the facilities. What about the ingredients? That's chemistry.
Yeah, got a bit of chemistry.
Yeah. Gunpowder is not an extremely fucking scientifically challenging component to make. Chinese were doing it 1,000 years ago. It might not be as refined as modern gunpowder, but you get the picture.
Main thing is going to be the tip. I'll need to be able to harden the steel and stuff, and
and like armor piercing rounds. That's basically where you're going to get your tungsten or your depleted uranium from. Like that's.
I've got other armor piercing rounds we could scrap and convert.
There's an idea.
I've got a contact who's a drone kind of smuggler expert who could possibly airdrop us stuff, but that would be, if he can do it, it'd be expensive and take a while.
Going to have to get over the jungle, and we all see we've seen how challenging that can be.
Yep, that's why I say expensive, and yeah, exactly.
You're right. Like you're absolutely right. Or you could go down to the market. Maybe they've got some down in the market. Like they sell everything from shoes to monkeys down there. You know, who knows? I'm certainly not saying that there is bullets there, but the things that you can buy at the market around here are very diverse indeed.
I'd like to see if we can source some without converting bullets, but If not, I'm willing to do that.
Okay, so I'll let you go back to your brainstorming. With the chemistry check, it'll be an extended test, so 3 successes are not going to be enough. Keep making some more tests.
All right.
And you know how it works, right? You lose 1 dice each time. Yep. All right, keep going. Getting there. Keep going. You've just about come up with a stable formula that's not going to burn out too fast. It's not going to cause backfire, and it's not going to make duds. Keep going. And done. All right. So you've got you've made the explosive charge. You don't have the shells yet, although that shouldn't be too difficult. You've got plenty of fucking scrap iron that you can throw into some kind of forging melting device that is within the hyper-modern workshop. Just drop a bit of fucking iron in there and it melts, and the casing is already ready to go. So now all we need is, I don't know what the technical term is, but the tip, the depleted uranium/tungsten tip.
Usually they're a combination of hardened steel, tungsten or tungsten carbide.
Yeah, right. I thought
Depleted uranium is a whole different ballgame.
Totally different thing, is it? Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
I think there is actually in one of the books depleted uranium rounds.
Why
Well, a
not?
little bit of the
Why not
yeah.
enriched
those are
like uranium?
enriched
they're probably
uranium.
easier to find around.
Enriched uranium shot.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
Yeah, we made
that
a
works.
couple of
Can
those.
you carry my ammo
Dropped
for
them
me?
on Hiroshima. So yeah, for that, don't know why they would have tungsten at the market, but it's worth a shot because I don't want to convert rounds. Maybe Omen and Fenway want to go poking around
Is there much mining that goes on around here, Arctic?
Mostly copper mining. Yeah.
Would they
And
use tungsten
gem mining.
carbide drills?
Potentially, yeah, potentially.
That
A
could
lot
be
of the mining is really low tech, like fucking like 18th century low tech. They just get a bunch of slaves to run down and dig everything up and wash it down and run it through what do they call those things? Doesn't matter, but a processing plant. I should know the word, but I don't. So yeah, a lot of it is really low tech, but there is some high tech mining as well on the edges of the jungle. Yeah.
The other option is looking at the corporate facilities that we've discussed previously.
True. Well, maybe some local stolen some tungsten carbide drills or something like that from a site and doesn't really know what they're worth.
Yeah. That's exactly the sort of market that this is. You know, like what am I going to do with this bull bar? Take it to the market. Get 50 million. Done. You know. What am I going to do with this troll's severed hand? Some witch is going to want to buy it. Take it to the market.
So yeah, it's worth a shot. Let's try to source some there.
All right. Who goes to the market?
That's what I'll go to the market.
What are you armed with?
I have magic.
That's what I thought.
I also have I also have a pistol.
Yeah, cool. And the sidearm, is that being openly carried or is it concealed?
Concealed.
All right. Are you going alone?
I'll ask Omen if he wants to come with me.
I'll go as well if no one else wants to.
I'll try to find that tungsten that someone wanted.
So what do we got? We got the big orc and a pair of elves, right?
I think so.
We're all ethnically white. We're all European descent, right?
Yep, Welsh.
Mhm. All right.
But my cat, he speaks fluent Chimera.
That's good. You can't help but feel like you're standing out like dog's balls, though. as an orc and a pair of elves, you're like 2 fucking feet above the average Khmer. You know, most of them are about 150 centimeters tall, about 5 feet tall. You guys are like 7 feet tall, right? Aren't you?
I'm 6'2". I'm 2 feet
You're
tall.
short for an elf, very short.
Oh, really?
I
Yeah.
think elves are slightly shorter in Shadowrun.
No, they're slight. They're quite a fair bit taller.
Because I don't want to be ridiculously tall, so it's like 6 feet sounds reasonable.
Yeah, 6 feet's pretty reasonable. But
Like-
even at 6 feet, you still stand out like dog's balls. But yeah, elves tend to be about 6'6", even 6'10". It's not uncommon.
I'm the runt of the litter.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. There are a handful of elves already here, a handful of orcs, even a handful of trolls. Some of the trolls are almost as big as you, almost 6 feet. But in much the way you might see like a Samoan or a Tongan, you know, these are big, big boys, but they're not necessarily as tall as the average white person. So it is with being in the market. In any case, like with your Hawaiian shirts and your Reebok pumps or whatever the fuck you're wearing, you know, you guys really do look like tourists at best, sex offenders at worst, or something, you know, like of the 1,000 people here, there's maybe 5 or 6 white folk.
And my character stands out even from the people who stand out because I look different.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So you know, you're kind of getting used to it every time you go outside, which isn't that often, if I might say. But every time you do go outside, you don't just get looks, you get tuk-tuk drivers. They run up to you, right, and they want to sell you trinkets, and they want to sell you fucking bear claws, and they want to sell you authentic battle memorabilia. They want to take you to see the temples and take you to see Tonle Sap. They want to know if you want to buy any girls, and so on and so forth. How do
Any
you?
of them want to sell us a tungsten carbide drill?
They may. Oh, I know what to find. I take you. So yeah, you head outside, right? And you're assaulted or you know, virtually assaulted anyway by all these tuk-tuk drivers. How the fuck do they know what a fucking tungsten steel bullet is? You know, like there's no word for tungsten in Khmer. Yes, we have. Come with me. You know. Are we going along with him? What choice do we have? I don't know.
I wouldn't.
I mean, we have to start somewhere. If we're going to find this metal, we have to start somewhere.
That's 50-50. What do you say, Ricochet?
Nah, I think he's full of shit.
I mean, what's your plan of finding the metal then?
Are we at the? We're not at the market yet, are we?
You've barely come outside of your bloody hotel. There's people waiting outside who are ready to sell you trinkets, you know?
Yeah, nah. We'll head to the market.
Okay.
All right. So, are you going to walk there or are you going to get a tuk-tuk?
I'm happy to walk.
Yeah.
It's good for the soul.
Less than a kilometre, you know?
I can have the van drive you.
What will be the decision then?
Oh, actually, should we take the pickup?
Yeah, or you can have the pickup
I
drive
mean, where are
you.
we going to park?
Yeah.
It can park itself.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll AR pilot the pickup truck offhandedly to the marketplace and drop them off.
Right-o. All right. We watching them on the feed or anything? Are we playing computer games? Are we utilizing Omen's prostitute network? Yeah. It's hardly a difficult or important mission, but just put them in the truck and the truck knows what to do, send them off.
Oh, sorry, I can pilot it in AR.
And that's
like
what you'll be doing?
augmented reality. Yeah.
Cool. All right. It's not hard. You're a good pilot, and although the roads are clogged and packed with people trying to get a million or two out of you, you're this is routine stuff to say the least. All right, so you reach the market. The market is a big place. It covers several hectares, maybe about 4 hectares. It's fucking big. The size of a city block just for a single market. It's a bazaar in every sense of the word. Lots of very tightly packed tents, all built around a semi-temporary concrete and tin central bazaar. So you've got this kind of like a massive gazebo, almost a hectare big, this massive gazebo, open air. And around that, there's even more tents. Whether they originally envisioned everyone to just be crammed into there and it's grown organically, or whether this was the plan all along, we can only speculate. But in any case, there are literally hundreds of stalls, probably about 400 stalls all in all, and they're selling fucking necklaces and geckos and stolen footwear and knockoff Levi's, all sorts of junk. Right, a lot of it's come from China, but or Japan, but just as much of it is sourced locally or simply stolen.
Do they have like
Anyway.
do they have like the random barrel of like tiny dried fish?
Oh, absolutely. There's like probably a full 10% of the stalls sell tiny dried fish. Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me like when I went to I don't think it was called a bazaar, but like it was just an outdoor market. You also used to get like sugar canes and you'd chew them. Hello?
Sorry, I had to answer I got a message from a business.
Okay.
What were you saying?
No, I was talking about like because when I was younger, near my house was like a marketplace like that. Would get like sugar canes and chew them. And a lot of people sell like maize with chili powder on it. That was really nice as well.
Yeah, they'll sell you that for. It says 1 million, but they're charging you 5.
It seems worth it. I'll get one.
That's delicious, spicy and sweet all at the same time.
And then I'll turn back to the past. Oh yeah, we're here for a reason. I guess we'll start looking through the stalls for like the tungsten.
Yeah.
All right, so you start looking for tungsten. You find regular bullets relatively easily. You find a few people selling things that are a little bit heavier, like grenades and silencers and bump stocks. Not so heavy, but you know what I mean. Sights, but you find your binoculars. If you want to buy your binoculars, they're right here. You can get them secondhand for 40 million, a discount of 20%. Not too bad. So yeah, you've just saved some money if that's what you want to do. Get these pair of. They're secondhand though, or at least or stolen in any case, one of the two, maybe a bit of both. So you pick up the binoculars or anything else. Yep.
Yeah, can I quickly just look through them to make sure the second hands are still okay?
Make sure they still work.
They still work. I was going to say they need calibration, but that's probably not accurate. They need focusing, but all fucking binoculars do for each individual. You specifically don't want anything that has targeting or rangefinders or anything like that, and that's good because if it doesn't have a target or a rangefinder, then the target or a rangefinder can't be, all messed up. The lenses are fine. They rattle a bit. They rattle a bit, like as if one of the internal components has fallen out, but they seem to work just fine.
It just adds to the charm.
Exactly. There's an engraving to my son Johnny. Keep looking towards the future. Happy 10th birthday.
Yes, definitely got to go, but I'll take him.
All right.
I thought I got them. I bought it.
Yeah, and like
some guy's gonna kill that. Some guy's gonna
Just-
kill you, take that off your corpse, and feel really bad. Like, oh man, this guy had a father who loved him. He gave him these binoculars for his 10th birthday, and I've just murdered this poor Shadowrunner. What led him to this life of crime? Johnny! Johnny!
All right.
the important. Let's find this tungsten.
Yep. Well, yeah.
Because each store just has random stuff. So I guess it's just sort of luck whether or not we find it, I guess. Like, would that be it?
Pretty much.
Could I
Just trying to
use
get rid of one of those spirits.
could I do a searching test?
That would be exactly what this is, yeah. But that's up to Arctic. That's exactly the kind of thing the spec is meant to cover. We lost Arctic, or have I gone deaf?
No,
I think.
I can hear you.
Yeah, we
Yeah, we
lost
lost him.
Just was another question about specialization. Like, what would diplomacy be used for?
Not necessarily a negotiation, but trying to make friends or allies, or something like that.
Okay, like when you were talking to the triads, basically.
Yeah,
Possibly
yeah.
negotiations when you're not trying to gain something directly from it, but you're like negotiating an agreement between two other parties as well. So if you were trying to like help the triads negotiate with the Yakuza or something.
No, welcome back, Arctic.
Okay. Ooh, we can't hear you.
Oh, he's trying.
It's weird. It's making noises, but maybe somebody just broke into his ghetto-ass apartment and is like murdering him right now.
That's a very dark way of looking at it.
It's lockdown at the moment. The criminals are staying in.
Yeah, even
that's true.
even the gangsters are holding it, enforcing it.
I see the video of that Italian mayor just like fucking pissed off that nobody knows how to stay at home. He's like, ever since this quarantine goes into effect, all they see out on the streets is people walking around. This town has maybe 3 people that regularly walk around. Now everybody is suddenly a health junkie.
Great. Pretty much how it is actually, though. Like, I went out for a drive this morning just to go get some food and a book. And the amount of people that are riding a bike and walking and around, and I'm like, this is more than ever before.
Yeah, well, it's a combination of suddenly being grateful for the life you have, and for a lot of people not being able to work.
Yeah, but like if you're socially distancing away from everyone else, you're 2 feet away from everyone at all times. Like, how can you catch it? Because I'm lucky I live like in the countryside. The closest neighbor's like a kilometer away.
Right. Just had to. Well, the internet dropped. I had to go outside, so I'm back now.
Oh, you just had to catch the internet?
I did actually. Yeah, it's a bit like that. I just had a delivery of cheese, so I had to go and get my delivery.
I mean, it's cheese. It's important.
Exactly.
Now, what am I looking like? My character made cheese, and we're just waiting for it to slowly mature because you can't just make cheese; you have to wait for it.
You do. Certainly do. No, this is all important stuff. I won't go into it, but the supermarkets don't have a lot of variety at the moment. With international trade being at its worst state since like the fucking Second World War. All right. So here you are in the market. You're looking around. You bought your binoculars. Some people are trying to sell you some absolutely genuine Levi Strauss 501s. Would you like a pair? They're too small. Would you like the pair anyway?
That's not. I mean, that's not interesting. I'm looking for Cambodian stuff. I mean, as well as the tungsten.
Maybe like a scorpion, and you've ever seen scorpion rice wine?
No, I haven't.
No? Oh, you're going to love this. You take a scorpion, right? You get some rice wine. It's fucking amazing. You get some rice wine, alcoholic, of course. You take the scorpion, you dump the scorpion inside the rice wine and put the jar on. The scorpion naturally begins to drown. And as it begins to drown, it naturally, its natural defense mechanisms kick in, and it starts stabbing the fucking the glass jar and injecting its poison into the rice wine. And so you've now got a jar of alcohol that also has the psychedelic properties of drinking scorpion venom. Only 15 million, sir.
2 bottles.
Done.
Fucking orcs,
Is there a
man.
name for that stuff?
What's that?
Does it have a special name for that stuff, or just scorpion rice wine?
Scorpion rice wine. Maybe there is a special name, but I don't know it.
Here's a picture, and it's got a snake in it too.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest though. If you're an orc, there's got to be the equivalent of like Mike's Hard Lemon.
That's why I bought 2.
Brilliant. One of my big regrets is that I had a chance to go and get some of this. Basically, they do it at a village in Vietnam, where let me remember the process. So yeah, that's it. So it's just as I said with a snake. You put the snake inside the fucking the rice wine. You drown it so that it injects its venom. You then remove the snake, cut it open, and take out its still beating heart, and you eat the heart while it's still beating, and like it goes down your throat, down into your belly. And I didn't chicken out. I just didn't have like a lot of time, and I felt like just chilling out that day instead of actually going to the village. Don't have many regrets in life. That's one of them. Anyway,
I'm too much of a druid to like be into that, I guess.
Yeah, I'd like to pretend that I am, but no, I value experiences over the lives of other people.
By druid, you mean tree-loving fuck?
Yeah, or hippie, like you take your pick.
I'm with you there, brother. Yeah, didn't get the degree in wildlife science for nothing. All right.
I think I said, would it be a search test, like to try to find tungsten, like amongst all these random carts?
Great choice. Yeah, searching is a great choice. Do you have any way of like discovering tungsten electronically or chemically? Like I don't know, spiritually? Shrug shoulders. This is Shadowrun. Maybe you do. Maybe you got a fucking tungsten detector. I don't know.
I get the proficiency from searching for my mental spirit. Like maybe he's helping me like doing this, I guess.
Perfect. There are a lot of other spirits here as well. And so your spirit and the other spirits are kind of checking each other out, sizing each other up like the way dogs do.
4.
All right. Just a moment. I got another interruption. I won't be long.
Okay. I thought I'd never be able to use that success, like searching. The only reason I picked dog was because it seemed cool. So I guess I'm pleasantly surprised.
I mean, if we ever need to look for something, you're our guy.
Righto, I am once again back. Okay, 4 successes is pretty good. And what was the other 2 for?
That was me. I also rolled a search.
Cool. So that you can. Are you assisting or was it an independent search?
I was probably just doing an independent search.
Yeah, no worries. So this presumably means that the party's split up a little bit. It's a market. It's easy to get lost, but at the same time, it's easy to find each other again. All you got to do is stand on your tippy toes, and you can see over fucking the closest 100 people. There ain't no one as tall as you guys. So yeah. Are you there as well, Omen?
Yeah. I was mostly I'm pretty shit at searching for. I was gonna leave it up to the others. I guess I'd stick. I don't know. I'd stick with Ricochet.
Yeah, cool. All right. Then you can make a judge intentions roll, Omen.
My dice is for that.
At the end of the day, if we can't find anything that's looks like it might be tungsten, we can make just use hardened steel.
Yeah.
Yep. It'd be fuck around. We'd have to temper the steel and shit, but
Yeah.
it can work. They're probably just not quite as effective, and you'd probably need a higher powder charge to give them a bit more penetrating power.
Yeah, I mean, I've got
Yep.
I've got armor piercing light machine gun rounds. A couple hundred of them actually, or 200. We can probably convert some of them, maybe make an alloy.
Yeah.
So we don't need to get tungsten here. It'd just be very helpful, and I wouldn't have to strip my own rounds.
Probably just be the difference between taking it from a 5.56 millimeter bullet to a 7.62. That's theoretically the difference between a light and a heavy machine gun, just the fucking caliber size. Yeah, seems to make sense to me at least. Yeah, so these guys are looking around, and there's a lot of options. It's like a maze in here, right? But a relatively simple maze. You lose sight of each other, but you're not that far away from each other. Omen, you can't help getting the feeling that you're being watched. That's freaking obvious. You can't help feeling uncomfortable though. So many people here are armed. There's so many light pistols. There's so many machetes that people selling. Like, oh, buy my machete, really cheap machete. Come on, you buy sharpened stone. It's very good for you. There's some people with some heavier weapons. You see a handful of people packing submachine guns, and one guy's got a grenade half bloody hanging out of his pocket. You can just go up and pull the pin if you want it. If he might even get the pin. He might get the pin caught on on the door handle or something. He's gonna blow this whole place fucking sky high, or at least the nearest 10 or 15 meters. Anyway, but it's when you see a guy openly carrying an AK-97 that you've kind of had enough. Does this have any impact upon you at all, Omen? See ya.
Yeah, it's a bit worrying because especially because of what the triad said, the Khmer Rouge are just everywhere. We're probably starting to suspect that we're gonna be attacked soon, at least by some maybe Khmer Rouge operatives, and I'll kind of try and ping the other two and just tell them to group back up as quick as we can.
You get this message, Fenway, just as you've come across a snake charmer. This snake charmer, he's got like his cobra, or a cobra that comes out of a vase. He looks like he's doing it almost for you, right? And why wouldn't he? You're a tourist, clearly a tourist. You've got money. He's got a little a suitcase that has no one lid, half a suitcase, I suppose. And within that half a suitcase, there's do people still use cash? I guess they do. There's probably a couple of trinkets there. Yeah, a bit of that's right, a bit of corpse strip, a few plastic tokens. He might even have like a little place where you could put your cred stick so that you could give your tips. The ultra modern beggar who has a little credit card facility. Oh yeah, that's right. We take credit as well. Don't worry, you know.
When you tell the beggar you don't carry money, he pulls out a chip and pin card.
Exactly like that
these days.
Exactly right. So why wouldn't they have that in some random bazaar over in Siem Reap? Of course they've got that. Of course the snake charmer's got one of those. So yeah, he's doing a little doodle for you playing his pipe.
I mean, my character's distracted. Like,
yeah,
Cambodia's a wild place.
It is. So you gotta watch his little show. Maybe give him a tip.
Yeah, I'll give him a tip. I'll give him 15 yuan.
I mean, you're trying to contact Fenway, but Fenway's not replying.
Yeah, no loss. Let's keep
going. We've got objectives.
Yeah,
he dies.
What is it? What's he's got his rat. I'm sure he'll be fine.
So, Fenway, your concentration is broken by the sudden of a chainsaw. What do you do?
Is it near me?
Fucking oath it's near you, and it's getting nearer.
Can I try to find it? Like, search around? Sure, it's like it's not something weird.
You look to your side, and around about 8 meters away, the crowd is parting as this big Khmer troll, who stands almost as tall as you do, carries his chainsaw. He rises it high, and he comes rushing towards you. Roll for initiative.
I'm in trouble.
That fucking Simpsons meme. I'm in danger.
I mean, I'd rather be the Homer Simpson going into the bush and disappearing.
Yeah.
Do you have that spell?
No.
Uh-oh.
I do have a different
You
spell.
other guys can enter the initiative as well, since you may want to save him or may not.
Alrighty. Initiative.
So when do we get edge back? Because I think I've asked before, but I keep forgetting.
Usually with a good 8 hours sleep, you recover 1 edge.
Oh, so I've got 1 at the moment.
When's the last time you spent edge?
Before the plane crashed.
Because I mean, we've had a few days since then, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
It's been weeks since the plane crashed.
Yeah.
So I think I've had a good 8-hour rest since then.
Probably.
Do I get to go before the guy?
Not sure yet. Okay.
Because could I cast influence on him and just be like, I'm a friend, you don't want to attack me? Like, would
Well,
that work?
I don't remember how influence is worded. Let me check.
Your manipulation.
Yeah, just a powerful hypnotic command. If confronted with the wrongness of the suggestion, they can basically make a save. Yeah, it doesn't say you can't do something like I'm your friend or something like that. Yeah. If you do something that would make him think you're not his friend, he would get a save. But yeah.
The higher power, the higher power I use, the harder it is to resist.
Yeah.
All right, Fenway, the troll is coming towards you with a chainsaw. What do you do?
I'll cast influence on him.
How does he resist?
What?
At what
Excuse me?
force will you use to begin with?
I'll use force 6.
Okay, cool. And how does he resist it? Is it just willpower?
Logic plus willpower.
Right. He's a troll. He can't have a lot of either of those, right? That's racist.
I was about to make that joke. He has negatives for this roll.
And no drain. So I basically say, I'm friendly, you don't want to attack me?
You get a single success, a single net success, that is. So what will that mean, according to the spell? That it works and then he just has to keep trying to resist? Is that correct?
He has been given a single suggestion that he now thinks is his own idea. Specifically in this case, this guy's my friend. I don't want to attack him. If something is done that would basically contradict that, he gets a attempt to save.
All right.
And
with the usual
success is how many
force
successes
penalty.
he needs to get to break it on subsequent resistance rolls.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
he does have a -6 on the resist.
And I guess if I see the spells work, I'll put the chainsaw down. Like, we can get a drink. We can talk about this. Where we can have a chat.
He lowers the chainsaw and nods with confusion, and that's when the gunfire starts.
It could have been such a wholesome moment, Dick. What are you doing?
No, wait, we could be friends. Friends?
A machete dealer nearby grabs a weapon out of his own stock. A couple of his friends also leap into it, guys with army camouflage fatigues or their hats backwards, or a couple of Buddhist tattoos, Khmer script and pictures of Angkor Wat on their back. And so a couple of guys grab some machetes, pull out some street line specials, some really pissant little guns, little holdout pistols, one of them opens fire and the other rushes at you with his machete. Okay.
Is this all still just happening to Fenway?
At the moment, yeah, at the moment. It might all change soon, but not yet.
Yeah.
Fenway, you can see the gun as it gets risen. You can see the guy run at you with the machete. You lose one dodge dice for each time you dodge in a round. Is that correct?
Success
Yeah,
previously defended as a thing, yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, so a guy is opening fire with a little pissant pistol. It's about the size of your palm. They're really small street line specials. Little 22 pistol. But at the same time, another guy is rushing at you with his machete raised high. The gun fires first. Do you dodge it?
The gun seems like it to be more damaging. I think that, and I don't have dodge. So would that be defaulting a skill?
It's not a skill. It's just intuition plus reaction.
Also, if you'd like, you can subtract 10 from your initiative as like a interrupt action type thing to be able to add your willpower to all your defense tests this round too.
And of course, that'll put you at negative, so it'll carry over to the next round.
Which your initiative is 11, which means you'd only get one action this round instead of two.
He's already taken the one action. That was the front.
So I have one now, don't I?
Yeah, you technically have one. You can adjust it if you want, or you can just wait until
I'll just set it to one so people know what it is.
Yeah, good idea. Like I appreciate that, but I'll let players decide what they want to do. All right. So are you going full defense?
Your initiative doesn't change to the end of the round.
Good point.
So
okay, so I still got 11.
For example, Hetty,
some people with modified
Hetty subtracted 10.
Yeah, everyone subtracts 10 at the same time, which makes it easier to keep track of what actions we're at.
Like
so I can still
Hetty
subtracted
10 and then gone, he'd have still gotten full defense and an action, and like there would have been no negative initiative. So it's he can do it without going into negative initiative.
Okay, I guess I'll do that then.
Yeah.
Look, I've got to go again. The person who just left needs to come back in. I'll be back in a moment.
Okay. So how many dice would I have for the dodge then anyway? So it's
reaction plus intuition, and because you just full defense, you can also add your willpower.
So reaction 3, intuition 3, so that's 6, willpower 5, so 11 dice?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
To dodge their attacks, yeah. It's kind of hot. The fan on.
3.
Ouch.
Yeah, he needs to get 4 more successes to hit you.
It's like the Matrix scene, except I get hit.
Ooh, punk, punk, punk. Oh.
I think of it as like the very first time he tried to dodge, where he got shot in the thighs. Like that's just that. You're just saving the best till later.
Except the best will be mediocre. I thought I had the situation.
Why did any of you think it was a good idea to let Fenway wander off by himself in a fucking shady ass market?
I thought I had things handled, but there was more people with guns.
I mean, if you're lucky, Fenway, these guys aren't very good, and that 3 might actually be enough to...
I mean, I do have... I nearly said evocation, but I've got damaging spells. But there's innocent people and animals.
But they're not spirits. It's all good.
I have stun bolt. And mana bolt.
Yeah, but you can also kill them.
You also have a gun as well, or a nice gun. Not sure
Probably
is it a nice gun?
Yeah.
It's Fischetti security.
It's a light pistol. It's not bad.
Okay.
Yep.
So
All
what would happen? Oh, never mind.
So yeah, back. Bullets are incoming. If you'd like to dodge them, you can go ahead.
That's 3 success.
All right. He gets 2-0. He gets 0 successes, so it wouldn't have hit you anyway. Someone screams. An old Khmer woman who is a blind beggar. She's just copped a bullet in the shoulder. She starts screaming and crying. And that's when the guy with the machete runs at you and tries to hack you to pieces.
So I get to dodge this guy too, don't I? With like -1?
That's right.
Does the machete have reach?
Or it functions as a swords. Do swords have reach?
I think they have a reach of 1, depending on which one it is, but most likely shorter swords will have a reach of 1.
Yeah, it is a short
A
sword.
katana has a reach of 1.
It's not a katana. It's not as no. It's only half the size of that. So we'll go with no. Because it's a little more. It's closer to being a big knife than it is to being a small katana. Okay.
You've got the Cougar Fine Blade, which I know is referenced as being about the size of a gladius.
Yeah, that works. Or a
they have a reach of 0. So, yep.
Reach of 0. Yeah, I thought 0 sounds right. So is that 4 successes on your dodge roll?
Yeah, that's it.
That's what you want. You want 4 successes because he gets 2 successes to attack you, and so he slices towards you, and it cuts into your coat or something, but doesn't actually cut into your skin. He's not alone though. A couple of other guys realise this is it. This is our target. I probably should have gotten my weapon ready. And they draw their weapons. They pull out their streetline specials. They grab a machete off the rack. But they're only like 15 years old, and so they're kind of looking for cues. And even when a dude runs at the target with a chainsaw and another guy starts firing, they're still hesitant, right? You know, they're not hardened soldiers. They're just kids.
I mean, the guy with the chainsaw did stop when the other target said stop. When the target said.
Yeah, right. Like, and that confused him. Was like, oh, maybe this isn't their target after all. I mean, after all, Angwei the troll isn't attacking him anymore. I don't know what to do. I'll just let Jung sort this out. He'll know what to do. And they kind of hesitate for the remainder of the round. Ricochet, you hear gunfire.
Can I identify where it's coming from?
The short answer is yes, but you can't see, right? Like,
just direction.
Yeah, that's right. You've got a direction. It's probably about 50 meters away, behind a guy that sells children's backpacks, and another guy that sells shoelaces, and a guy that sells wrenches and spanners and nails, and so on and so forth. So this place is a compact bazaar. There are alleyways that move between the market stalls, but there's no direct route to where you want to go. What do you do?
Can I make a roll to see if I basically notice that, hey, that's probably the direction Fenway went in?
Yeah, you've got a fair idea, but it would probably take like a
judge intentions roll or something.
Judge intentions. I can't think of anything else. Maybe perception. You know, it really should be some kind of insight, instinct roll. But judge intentions or perception are the only things that I can think of.
I got 1 on a judge intentions roll.
All right. So there are 3 ways you could go. If you go left, it'll lead there eventually. If you go right, it'll lead there eventually. Either way is probably going to be a fair route, though. You're probably going to have to go about 60 meters on foot, or you could go 40 meters straight through. You'd have to go straight through the stall that sells backpacks, straight through the hardware stall, and so on. What do you do?
I'll go straight for it.
Right, that sounds like an athletics roll to start knocking down these. What is the term? I don't know. The stalls, anyway. The temporary walls.
Athletics. Okay, so athletics isn't a skill.
Okay.
They got gymnastics.
No,
right?
not gymnastics. Lift is that's not a skill, is it? No, lift is a.
There is a lift and carry thing. Yep.
Oh, that's a
flat
skill.
amount.
It's just I thought it's more of a factor. Whatever you think would be appropriate to knocking down walls, like surely there's some kind of fucking. I would have thought that Shadowrun would have a skill for being able to shoulder barge things.
It should.
Brawl. Just brawl. You brawl with
close
the wall.
combat.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably like strength plus body would be a good.
I mean, I know that because there's the adept powers that are for punching holes in walls, and they use unarmed combat tests.
Yeah. So yeah. We'll go with brawl to the wall, and that's a fucking great roll. Look at all them 6s. My goodness. Man.
Imagine if I'd edged that.
Yeah. Right. 6 successes is more than you need, and so you smash through one wall, smash through another, smash through another. It doesn't slow you down at all. As I said, it's 40 meters to the target, to Omen himself. What's your movement? How far can you go?
My normal run speed is 20 meters per round.
All right, so you get halfway there. It doesn't slow you down at all. These things are made of chipboard at best, and they're just wire mesh at worst. You just smash straight through it. Bam, 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 bam. And people are screaming. They're trying to get out of the way as their livelihoods collapse on them. You trample one guy underfoot as you just run straight over the wall that's fallen upon him, crushing the poor guy. 120 kilos of white man crushing his little 49 kilogram frame. And this is not fair. This is like junior rugby league versus the A grades. Yeah, that's it. The linebacker. So you smash through half of the obstacles, but you're still not there yet. Omen, what do you do?
I'm gonna cast Improve Reflexes on myself at Force 2, but I'm gonna use 6 reagents to up the limit to 6.
All right, so I guess it's going to be a simple action to take out your reagents because you're not carrying them in your hand. I think that's correct.
I'm not. I'm 100% sure. I've never used reagents before.
That sounds accurate there for everyone.
Lower limits, don't you?
Sorry, couldn't I up?
Are used to lower limits.
In my notes.
Why would you ever want to lower a limit?
To reduce the amount of drain.
Wouldn't
to not take physical damage.
But if I use a Force 2 spell, and then doesn't the Force set the drain, not the limit?
Yeah, but then the Force. Sometimes you want to cast. It means whether it's the number of successes you get combined with the Force determines whether you take physical or stun drain, and so you use reagents to lower the limit, to lower the successes to not take physical drain when you're overcasting spells.
Yeah.
So if you cast a 4/7 spell and you get 7 successes, then you will take physical drain. But if you've used the reagents to lower the limit to 6, because you capped at 6 successes, you only take stun drain instead of physical.
So if I set the limit to, but my spell is, my magic is 6, so I wouldn't take physical. I'd still take stun.
If you casted at 4/7 and got 7 successes, you would.
But I'm only casting it at Force 2 and taking the limit to 6, so I'd still only take.
So that's what
stun.
reagents are primarily used for.
Right.
Lowering limits to minimize drain. That's why you would want to lower a limit.
Okay. But what I'm doing still makes sense, or no? Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, you could just cast it at a higher force.
Okay, I'll have to do more
I
research.
I don't think reagents can be used to make a spell more powerful.
I'm looking at the magic cheat sheet. Can replace limit with drams spent. So I think that goes up or down. So if you spend 2 drams, it would set the limit at 2. If you spend 6 drams, it would set the limit at 6.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so you'd have to use a lot of reagents to make this worthwhile. Since I assume that your limit's pretty high already.
I'll just roll it normally. And I'll learn more. I thought I knew it. I obviously don't. I'll research that.
I'm looking at it. The way you think it works is the way it works. If you spend 6 drams of regents, your limit would be 6.
Yeah.
But what is your limit? Or what is your limit normally anyway?
The force of the spell.
Right.
Yeah, he wants to cast a Force 2 spell, but have the limit be 6.
Well, that's fine. You can do that, but yeah, you'll have to pull the reagents out first because you presumably don't have them ready in your hand already. Just like drawing a weapon takes a simple action, so too does drawing reagents.
Okay, so could I
pick up object as simple
action?
Yeah. So for this turn, can I just kind of start walking forward and pull out the reagents I need and my pistol?
Yeah.
Is that simple?
That's right. Yeah, that's 2 simple actions. Like walking is free. So you pull out your pistol with one simple, pull out your reagents with the other simple. Do you go left or right or follow the ricochet?
I'll follow in the wake of the destruction that ricochet has wrought.
Seems fair enough. That poor guy that got crushed underfoot gets crushed again.
That was a very biblical series. You pull out your reagents with one hand, you draw your gun with the other, and I follow in the wake of destruction that my companion has wrought.
The camera focuses it on the face of the Khmer guy as it squashes against his head. Oh.
Just one guy complaining about his cabbages.
Yeah, that's it. All right.
So, out of curiosity, Omen, what form do your black magic reagents take?
I've been trying to think about it, and I don't know fully.
Baby teeth?
Troll testicles?
Virgin blood?
There we go, virgin
Sugar,
blood.
spice, and everything nice?
That sounds like Omen. He extracted the virgin blood, then she was no longer a virgin a few minutes later.
Where did you get my blood from?
You gotta keep that supply and demand at arm's length.
He's now got an interesting cock blocking Fenway the entire campaign, so he can keep using his blood for reagent.
That's a wingman you do not need.
He just plays the anti-wingman.
Sorry, Fenway, you're never gonna feel the
But
warmth.
He's gonna go up and I cast influence. This person, you're not interested in the druid.
He's really, really repulsive.
Your mentor spirit would probably shoot you if you did that.
Yeah. I mean, not if
your mentor spirit would literally never approve of you cock blocking someone.
But she would approve, or he, I guess, would approve if I then swooped in and picked up all the little breadcrumbs that he just was trying to take.
Maybe, but you got a duty, man.
That is fair. That is fair.
Appropriate song to be playing because the snake charmer who had been the center of this with his little half suitcase with its corpse script and whatnot, he reaches down into the vase where the cobras are, grabs one of the cobras by the neck and throws it at Fenway.
Oh, come on, I gave you 15 new and
It's business, pal. You gonna dodge the snake?
I'll try.
All right.
I mean, it's not a skill you use very often.
Throw snake.
And you should pick up some of his skills.
I have 9 dice left, I think, because I've dodged 2 attacks.
Yeah, it's your third dodge, so you should be at about
1.
1 is enough. Oh yeah, I probably should have waited until I said that. Yeah, but 1 is actually.
Now you know how I feel my portents in this other game.
Indeed.
Good thing you have bad reflexes.
Precisely. Or even better that he has bad aim because I didn't get any successes at all. He throws his cobra, it flies over your shoulder, lands on that blind Khmer woman and starts biting her repeatedly.
The same one that got shot.
The same one that got shot. That's
Oh no.
It's like that fucking scene in Django where the one guy is just laying in the middle of the firefight and gets grazed 15 times. Just keeps rolling around getting shot.
Alright. At that point, some people pull out their submachine guns and just start pull out submachine gun and run towards the objective. That guy that had the AK-47, the AK-97 that you saw earlier, Omen, he raises his AK-97, takes the aim action and tries to shoot Omen in the back. Omen, your instincts tell you that you're about to become under fire. And you're going to take the dodge. You're going to dodge the bullets.
I'll use an interrupt action. I guess I'd go into -1, because it's 10, and I do full defense.
You're already at -1, so you will be at -11. Well, I mean, you will be at -1 at the end of the round. If that makes you understand what I mean, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So you can still do it. No, can he do it or can he not? Because he's already at -1. I think he can't.
Or the way initiative adjustment.
I thought initiative changed at the end, when everyone's had their go.
Yeah. So he can.
The initiative changes at the end, but I don't think interrupt actions can take you into negative initiative.
Right. So I was wrong technically, but right technically as well.
Yeah, or I think there might be like exceptions to that, but generally your dodge actions can't. But what he can do is he can use one of the -5 initiative actions, just to dodge the one shot.
Okay.
Not do the full round one.
Okay.
Okay. Would you like to explain that to him, since he's probably going to want to do it?
So there's full defense, which is the -10, and that lets you apply your willpower to every defense test for the rest of the round.
Yeah.
Then there's one-off ones that only cost 5 initiative, but they only apply to the one defense test.
Okay.
Exactly the same as the other ones, except that I don't think you're too pretty to hit applies.
No, it's only the full defense, so it's just the
Did we ignore crucial information before we came here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's different versions of those though. So I think the one for being shot at is actually there's a gymnastics one. Let me just find the page. Defending in combat.
Intuition. Reaction, intuition, and then whatever the one else I could do.
Dodge action is reaction plus intuition plus gymnastics. So do you have any training in gymnastics?
No.
So then it probably will not help you.
That's right. I'll just do a flat roll. I won't take the action. I'll just try and naturally dodge it. Intuition plus reaction, correct?
Yep.
Cool. That's heart of the cards.
Combat cheat sheet.
Let me just make sure I wrote that down right. My shit. So intuition 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Only one success. I really don't want to take a buttload of damage. I'm gonna edge it. Yeah. So 7d6. Come on. Oh, that's not a command. Roll. Come on. Hey, 4 successes to dodge. That's better.
All right. Brilliant. He is. I should have mentioned that he is using a burst, which does that reduce your dice?
Would have been a short burst, I'm guessing, which would be
short burst.
-2 dice.
-2 dice.
So we'll take the back to the last 2 off, just because that's what I'll do from if I don't say it quick enough. So it becomes 2 successes, right?
So
3 total.
3 total, I think. Yeah.
Because you already got 1, right? Yeah,
1, and then I used edge. Yeah.
Okay. So he opens fire. It doesn't increase his. He has no penalties nor modifiers or anything. It's just a straight roll for him. He gets 1 success, so you dodge it, and bullets fill the area, ricocheting and causing sparks, and just general.
Making my name in vain.
I know, right? I know. And people hit the deck or start running and screaming. Fathers put their hands over their children's heads. The pregnant women try to waddle away. It's chaos in here. And old mate with the chainsaw, does he get like a fresh roll to resist now? Because it's his turn.
I guess I haven't done anything to him.
Right. So no, he does not. Okay, cool. He just stands there. And he looks over at all these people firing at them, and he gives them a very disapproving look. You can't do that to my friend. That's bullshit. He revs up his chainsaw and considers taking them on. But they're his friends as well. So it's kind of like that typical scene where you and your friends are having a bit of an argument, and then someone pulls out a gun. You know that scene, right? Like it's happened.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, he can break it up without the chainsaw.
I guess he can. He's a troll after all. What's a streetline special ain't going to do shit against him. All right.
How old does he appear, by the way?
Oh, he'd probably be about 19, maybe 20, 22. 22. He's older than me. He hit puberty when he was 11. All right. Fenway, do you have another go, or did you consume it with your with dodge or something? You didn't, did you? You still got another.
He used the full defense. He used.
Oh, he did.
So that would have taken 10 off immediately, and now end of round he'll lose another 10, which will.
Okay. So I have -9
no more
initiative next time.
So no one gets any actions in the second round.
Right. So you'll be at -9. Is Omen also at a negative?
Well, he was only 9 to start with, so he becomes -1. Yeah.
Yeah, and you didn't take but didn't you take a -5 for your partial dodge?
No, because he doesn't have the skill that you need for it.
Right. Okay. Cool. So that's the end of the round. Let's start it all over again.
Player model. Oops.
Don't forget your improved. Oh no, you haven't cast it yet.
You guys ready for like the most stupid thing I've ever thought of?
Don't forget you can cast a spell as a simple action. It just inflicts more drain if you ever want to do that. It's reckless spell casting.
I'll have to get the stuff for that. Hey, 13 initiative.
I think it's +2 drain.
Oh, there's that all.
I
mean, that could be the difference between life and death, but I mean, okay. Keep that in mind.
And for the modifier, do I just put -9 in my initiative?
Sorry, it's +3 drain.
+3 drain? Okay, that's alright though. I can handle
that means you can cast 2 spells in one turn. But they'll obviously both
increase
be +3 drain.
Yeah. But if I use reagent, I could set the drain low and just take the drain. Should be fine. That'd be interesting.
Well, it lets you set the limit low.
Yeah.
But the drain is based on the force.
Yes, but no, it lets me set the limit high or low, and I can cast it at a low force, but set the limit high. So my dice can still get to 6, but my force will low, so it'll still be low force. Yeah. Cool. And I had -1 to that initiative, didn't I? Because of last round?
No. You never went negative anyway.
Okay, cool.
The negative initiative thing just means you don't get an action this round.
Right.
Wait, so what happens to me? Because I rolled like a 10, and I had -9. So do I have 1?
Why do you have -9?
Because I took like the full defense last round.
Yeah, no, but this is a new round.
Oh, so
it doesn't carry over?
I just have the 10.
No.
Okay, cool.
When you took that full defense, it took you to 1 initiative, and then at the end of the round, everyone lost 10 initiative, and that meant you no longer had a positive initiative value, so you didn't get a second action.
That all makes sense now, because like if you, that I can understand how that works. Okay, cool. All right, Omen. Someone is firing bullets at you. Would you want Ricochet or Omen to go first? You guys can decide.
Do you care, Ricochet?
I'm not bothered either way.
All right, we'll go with Omen then. Okay, so if someone's firing at you from behind, Omen.
Cool. I will use my reagents, smear my blood, the blood of the Virgin on my hand, and I'll cast my increase reflexes at force 2. I'll cast it recklessly and set the limit to 6.
All right.
Okay. So I have a dice pool of 12. It's a force 2. So roll. What's my dice for that? 12 dice. 12 d6.
What's the drain on that, by the way?
It's force.
Just
straight force. So because I did it recklessly, it's force +3. So 3, 4, 5. So it'd be 5 drain to resist.
Yeah.
4 successes on that. Spell list. Increase reflexes.
So
Test
+2
adds
dice and +4 reaction.
+1 for each target initiative and every 2 hits as an initiative die. Nice. Okay, so that's a
2d6 +4.
So roll 2d6 plus 4. Another 12 onto my thing. Do I add that now?
Yep, immediately.
Okay, so that's 25. Yeah, 25. And then...
You just got an extra action. Nice.
Cool. And then I will take the drain. Drain, submit. So I take 2 drain from that. That one. And then...
For future reference, I recommend casting it at force 1. If you're using the reagents.
The reagents, yeah, true.
Because it'd be 1 less drain.
Because that's a good point, yeah. And then what's my shooting skill? Is it worth trying to? What is that? Where's my gun? I've not used a gun. Do I just click that? Sure, I'll just first bullet I've ever fired, and I'll shoot it at the guy.
All right.
I don't know if I have to call it a Ares Sigma 3. I guess. Oh, it has mode. It other modes. I'm not sure if it's accurate though.
It has an accuracy of 6.
I think it means doesn't have a single shot or burst fire mode or
It
whatever.
is a submachine gun. It is single or semi-automatic or burst fire, so you can do a single shot or a 3-round burst.
Burst fire? Auto burst fire?
Why not, right? Like the whole point of automatic weapons is to throw all the bullets.
Yeah.
Which will give him -2 to his dodge check.
Okay. Is it give me a modifier because it's burst to negative
so
to hit?
you'll be taking 3 points of recoil, but because your weapon has a inbuilt recoil compensation of 3. It's got a folding stock, so you'll have to unfold the stock to get the full recoil compensation out of it. Are you using a foregrip?
Slide mount,
or is
slide
your
mount,
other hand
foregrip.
tied up in spellcasting?
It would have been spellcasting.
Okay, so you'll take 1 point of recoil for -1 dice.
Okay. So -1. I think that modifier should. It's only 1 success.
All right, he will attempt to dodge. He loses how many dice to dodge?
2.
Okay. He gets 1 success, so you shoot accurately, but he just gets out of the way, and the bullets fly past and hit an innocent bystander instead. He is a student of about 14 years old that was trying to buy a backpack. Ricochet don't give Omen don't give a fuck.
No, he got in the fucking way. He should have ran. Why is he buying a backpack in the middle of a gunfight? Like, what the hell?
Like, does he not? What is his intuition like -1 or something?
It must be.
Right.
I think I would have used all my movement to go after. Oh, this is the new round.
New round.
Actually, can I use my movement to try and take cover? I get like behind a stall or something from the guy shooting me.
Yeah, that's right. What do you take to cover behind? What sort of stall? Hardware, shoes, pencil shop, silk stall.
Probably a hardware store, like anything with more things that the bullets could probably ricochet off or bounce away.
You're hiding behind hiding behind a lawnmower at the moment.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Okie dokie, Ricochet.
All right, well then I will use my new lot of movement for this round to keep soldiering forward.
Brilliant.
How close does that get me?
What's your movement?
20 meters.
All right, so do the barge check again, the close combat. And yeah, you just knock this flying. You can get all the way to Fenway if you wanted to, or to any of the adversaries, such as the chainsaw guy. They were 40 meters away originally. You run 20 meters, so you can run right to where he is if that's your intention.
I think once I emerge where he is, the first thing I want to do is take stock of what's going on. So I'll probably make a perception check, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. Simple action perception, simple action close combat, and that'll take up your.
Oh, actually, no, combat, close combat. That's my. I think you can only make one skill roll a turn because it's a complex action.
Is it a complex action? Is it close combat? I suppose it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Any skill check other than like your ranged weapon checks, I think are generally a complex action.
All right. Well, there's some things that you won't need to use your perception or insight check for anyway. You get a pretty decent stock of the situation. There are men with guns and they are shooting at Fenway. There's a dude with a chainsaw, and he is hesitating. You probably wouldn't realise that the snake charmer is a threat at this moment because he's just background noise, as far as you're concerned. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of dudes with guns or a guy with an idling chainsaw.
Mostly pistols and submachine guns, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. The AK is firing from where you already were, and the submachine guns are kind of running onto the scene. It's really the pistols. The dudes with pistol in one hand, machete in the other, that are the closest.
And Fenway's still standing, though?
I think so. I mean, someone's trying to stab him. He's getting shot at. Someone threw a snake at him.
The neck or anything? Yep.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of like milling around in the middle of a fire zone.
There's an old blind woman fighting with a snake.
And a gunshot wound.
Yeah.
All right, but he hasn't. Yeah, all right. He hasn't taken cover.
I mean, I was still waiting for my turn to do. It's a little good shock, I guess. Like he wasn't expecting this. He was having like a lot of fun.
Yeah, so I'll use a free action to tell Fenway hit the deck. Take cover.
I guess I still have to wait for my
guy too, isn't there?
Yeah, he's right in front of me.
Yeah. All right, sweet. Next.
What is that?
What's next?
Like, there's the picture, like in the initiative order.
It looks like a picture of a machine gun turret.
Yeah.
I think
like a rocket on the side.
Is this mainly children though? Again,
I think it's mostly like 15, 16-year-olds.
Teenagers, yeah.
Mostly, yeah. There's a few that are adults, from what I understood.
I think
and the
Chainsaw
kids
guy
are
is
all
a bit
hanging
older.
back. Yeah. Same with the AK guy that I'm fighting. He's a bit older as well, I believe.
We've learned something good from this, though. Regardless of any other outcomes. They definitely know our faces and who we are.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Plus, I'm really hoping...
How many other white people do you think there are?
Plus, I'm hoping we can take their comm links and kind of, start figuring out the spider network.
This might just be their response.
There are other white people, though, but they attack specifically you.
Yeah. And because you were alone. So they know we're dangerous and they know who we are. And what we can do. Man, I can't believe I've never used reagents before.
How expensive are they?
A little bit. I'll have to look in the chummer. But I've got a fair bit. Because I just only use like 6 reagents for that one spell, and I have on me street gear. I have 447 reagents.
Holy shit!
But you use a lot for some things.
Yeah, don't buy too many, because don't forget they go off. They don't last forever, I think.
Oh, okay.
Or is that preparations?
I set the force limit to 400. They cast this.
Don't have 400 dice, sadly. Remove 6.
Yeah, but you can use edge and pray.
I guess. Just pray for the 6s to keep popping off.
Explode 300 successes off exploding 6.
like mana bolt 300 successes. It's like dodge that.
What kind of anomaly would have to happen for that to like occur? You reckon? What sort of percentage are we talking?
I think it's preparations that expire.
Yeah, I didn't think they expired if I had them like kept, right? I never read anything about that. That is.
We just want some metal. How much commotion have we caused?
I know, we just wanted some fucking tungsten.
Maybe these guys have some.
Yeah, let's just go to the market and get ourselves some tungsten. It'll be super easy.
Sure will. All right, so Ricochet, you, I got as much as you got there. Where do you position yourself?
Well, basically, I think I would have emerged. I've assessed the situation. Next turn, I've just used a free action to tell Fenway, to take cover. And what I'll probably try and do is get ready to take on the guy with the machete.
Oh, all right. Submachine guns. How many of them there are there? A whole bunch of them. 2. Okay. One of the submachine guns is on the scene with the machete guys, or at least he's run over there now and he's reaching that. The other one is closer to the AK wielder. So the first submachine gun opens fire at Ricochet. Fenway's taken cover, and Ricochet is quite clearly a more dangerous target. So, Ricochet, you got to dodge these bullets?
Yes, please. Actually, I feel like that's the wrong number. That's better.
I'll take it you're not using edge since you didn't mention it.
No, no.
One of the bullets hits you in the shoulder.
Yep. All right, sweetos. How much damage?
What's the damage on on a Scorpion? Does anyone know?
And more importantly, what's the armor penetration? Uzi Scorpion. All right.
Yeah.
Let me grab it.
Don't know if it's an Uzi, but it's a Scorpion anyway.
6 damage.
An Uzi
6
4.
damage.
Cesta Black Scorpion is 6 damage.
That's it. Yeah, I thought it was a Russian.
6 damage, no armor penetration. All right, good.
All right. Probably not going to hurt you, but they don't know that. It's 2 net successes, no 1 net success. So yeah, roll the resistance.
So 1, 2, so 7 damage it was doing. So 4 damage.
That's right. 6 plus 1, 7 damage. 4 damage. That's pretty good. He injured you more than he expected. More than I expected he would.
Yeah, I rolled pretty garbage.
Yeah. All right. So you cop a bullet in the shoulder, causes you to grunt. Meanwhile, automatic weapons fire is coming towards Omen as well. Going to dodge it, Omen?
Yeah.
Maybe.
do
Yeah,
I want to do full defense? I'll take this whole round. Oh no, just this one initiative pass. 10, take me back down to 10. Nah. Fuck it. Yeah, I'll add I'll take it in the -10 to use full defense.
Okay, now because the damage value of the attack was less than my armor value, I only took stun damage.
Good. I'm glad you remembered that rule.
Cool.
Good rule.
Right. So charisma, no, for intuition 5, 6, 7, 8.
Bad because stun damage is more likely to knock me out.
Good point. Yeah, good point. Kind of a bit of a strange, way the rules work, but let's shrug.
Try to ready to hit. What does it add? Use charisma instead. Cool. Okay. So 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. So 6 rolls. 26. I don't hit Mac. Because I'm behind the lawnmower. I don't add anything or take anything.
He'll suffer a penalty to his attack because of the interference, but it won't help you.
Yeah, you gotta spend an action to take cover if you want a bonus to your defense.
Okay, cool. No, I'll just kind of poke my head out, give him a wink, and use too pretty to hit full defense, and I'll roll my. Wow, what a bad roll. That's the exact same as yours, Ricochet.
Yeah, that's good enough. And so one of the bullets gets caught in the lawnmower's engine, and another one flies by and hits a 8-year-old girl in the leg. She falls down crying.
Okay.
Okay, so that's all the submachine guns. Now the guys with the machetes and pistols. 2 of them run at Fenway and try to hack him to pieces, and the other 2 run at Ricochet and do the same. We'll do with Ricochet first. So you got 2 guys coming at you, Ricochet. Does that mean anything to you? Do you do anything?
I think. I'll use full defense.
Right. So the first one will be at -1. The second one will be at -2 as you dodge multiple people.
Yes. Where's the combat cheat sheet modifiers? Because friends in melee does funky stuff too.
Yeah, they get a bonus if they're in melee, but you get
they get a bonus.
You don't get a penalty to hit.
Oh, okay. So is there like a +1 bonus or something?
Okay, so do they count as running?
No, they don't have to run. They can. It'll be a standard move.
All right, no worries. Friends in melee, so they will get +1 die each.
Yeah. Okay.
I do count as running.
Yeah.
I ran here, so I get +2. Oh, shit, I should have got +2 in that defense test when they shot me. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry about it.
And that looks like that's it. So they'll get +1, I get +2. Oh man, so that bullet might have missed. So base of 7 +4 +6. That's to dodge the first guy.
All right.
And that's to dodge the second guy.
They'll both be enough, and so you get out of the way as the bullets, or rather the machetes, swing wild. Your agility proving surprisingly high. And these incompetent teenagers trying to stab and slash as if they were hacking away vines. Just not very effective against a moving opponent. They only ever practice on static opponents, and you're certainly not static. All right. The next 2 go for Fenway. They rush over and they find him cowering and legitimately attempting to escape the conflict. Is there? Do you take any sort of? Do you go full defense or anything, Fenway?
Can I get to 0 like with a defense?
You can go to 0. You just can't go negative.
So if I go 0, will I still have an action?
You would take an action now as your action, and then when someone attacks you, you can take the -10 to go full defense.
My mistake, but they're attacking him before his turn.
Yeah,
So you'll lose the -10 immediately.
Yeah, I think that might mean you don't get an action. I'll
That
look it up
sounds
before your action comes up.
Yeah.
Well, he's got to decide now whether or not he's gonna make
That's
a full
the-
defense.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'll risk
I
it.
think
because
it
I'm trying to
would.
get some,
Yeah,
get an action.
I think it would eat his action basically.
Yeah, I'll just try to dodge normally.
I think they do because you're not taking it as an interrupt action. And then
So I get 6 dice to
kind of
defend.
an interrupt action. Yeah.
Because it's reaction plus intuition, right?
And you can edge before or afterwards if you.
Okay, first one without edge. It's 2.
You dodged that one. In fact, he critically glitched. He swings and hacks up into his friend, and his friend is like, ah! As he hacks off his gun hand. Ah!
The action immediately reduces the character's initiative score by 10, possibly preventing future actions.
Alright, well that guy that has one hand, he's got bigger fucking problems right now, so that basically neuters him. And just as Fenway is beginning to appreciate the irony, a snake is flying
Another
towards him. He's got 3 snakes in his jar. He's thrown one, he's reaching down to get another one, and he tosses the second snake.
1 success on that one.
May want to
Sure.
edge.
Yeah, I think I'll edge that one. Like, how many new dice do I get?
You get 4 more.
Three successes.
It's lucky you did, because he gets 2 successes on his snake roll. So, Fenway, what would be the luck? Like, what is your lucky break here? How does the universe just come together to save your life?
You look the snake in the eyes, and it's like, no, I will not bite this man.
The snake, like,
Just like a passing like beast bear. It's like, yeah, that guy's cool. It's like, snake, don't attack him.
This
That's
man
right.
is a friend.
The snake turns around and instead, like, looks at the snake handler. Motherfucker, you grabbing me by the neck? Let's go, bitch. He flares up his hood, and the snake handler's like, oh, no.
Just
I'll tell you. Alright, so Fenway, that was your full defense, right?
I didn't full defense.
You didn't? Okay, it's your go then.
Okay. Taking cover is a simple action, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
You
So
also
I
have
will.
your movement. You could use to just kind of run away if you wanted to.
Like, but there's a guy with a machete right in front of me. Wouldn't he get to like attack me or something?
He'd have to spend some initiative. He could though, but you could always dodge him.
I think I'll try a swift action and cast a spell.
Yeah, you just cast the spell normally at whatever force you want, +3 drain.
Okay, and if I do 4/6, like that's 9 drain.
Depending on the spell.
Oh yeah,
What spell do you want to use?
I'll use mana bolt at the guy that's still like hacking at me with a machete, and I'll do 4/6. So then that's 6 drain.
Nice.
Do you have any reagents?
No, I don't, because I don't know what they do, and I'm scared of them.
Okay.
He
I'm waiting for the dice roll.
just rolls willpower to resist.
Just willpower. Doesn't have a lot of that.
Did I click cancel? Or is it?
I can't see your roll, so.
I'm pretty sure I clicked submit.
Just make a spell casting check.
There we go. That's 3 net successes.
So he takes 3 damage.
Oh, so
Stun, right? Or physical?
This is physical.
Right.
So mana bolt's not actually that good.
It's kind of
Blows his
versatile,
brain
though.
a little bit.
Yeah. It's not, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it
I
reaches
take
through
3.
armor, reaches through fucking everything. It just reaches into his soul and damages him.
And I was going to use...
Mana bolt.
Yeah, that was a mana bolt.
Says the damage inflicted is similar to massive cellular die-off from radiation or necrotizing facilities.
Cool. So it's probably not the best spell to use against unarmored opponents, but still effective nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, you gave him cancer at the very least, so you got him in the long game.
And honestly, that's kind of even more sadistic, really.
In a way. Although efficiency might be better than sadism at this exact moment. Speaking of efficient sadism...
Hey, without the continuing effects, so no cancer.
Indeed. So yeah, this guy cannot afford chemotherapy, let me tell you.
I will use my other simple action to try to take cover somewhere.
Brilliant. What are you hiding behind?
I mean, there's a lot of stalls and things, so just put them between me and the people trying to shoot me.
Yeah, sure, like a big plank of wood or something like that, or a concrete pylon.
It's like, I know it's unlikely that any of it will stop a bullet, but like, if you can't shoot what you can't see.
Yeah, good point.
Can I call out to like sort of guys like, hey, your buddies are attacking like me? Can you like call them off or something?
But they're our friends, he says.
Yeah. So what? You don't attack your friends?
But they're my friends too.
It's just stop them attacking your other friends.
Alright. He considers it, but since it's not a direct mind control, his poor troll brain is having a hard time working out what he should do. It's, you might think it's easy to break up a fight with a chainsaw, but you can't really break up fights with chainsaws. You can only escalate or end them.
It's like my friends are attacking my friend. What do I do?
Yeah, exactly. Do I chop his arm off? Oh, that seems a bit extreme. Yeah. But wait, Gary just chopped Johnny's arm off. Maybe I should do it after all.
Maybe friends do chop each other's arms off. They were friends, right?
If your friend chopped each other's arms off, would you do it as well?
Is this why Americanos have a superior culture to us? Alright. The AK-97 still has Omen as its target of choice. Mm-hmm. You were behind some amount of cover, weren't you? Is that what you spent your action doing?
Yeah, it was. I believe you said it was a lawnmower.
Yeah. So in amongst the people that are already screaming and running about, and the flapping curtains and stalls, that'll give him a -1. Your cover will give you an additional -2 for a total of -3 on his side. But this time he's opening with fully automatic bursts. Just going filling the place with 10 bullets.
Okay, and I take one dice off my dodge rolls because it's still dodging from last time. Is that correct?
It's a new.
Have you had a turn?
No, not since I've used my full defense.
Have you had a turn since you last got shot at?
No.
Then yeah, you got a -1.
You get shot at who did you get shot at this round? Oh, submachine gun, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So that's correct. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, you have -1.
So you have partial cover or good cover?
Partial.
Okay. So you get +2, but -9 plus the -10, so -8 total.
Oh, okay, so the cover helps the defense rather than hindering the attack. Yeah. Is that right? Right.
That's right.
So
unless
I don't have
visually
-8.
obscures him to the point where the guy can't see him.
Cool.
So I have -8 to dodge?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, you're in cover, but he's lighting your cover the fuck up.
Yeah, just putting bullets all through the wood that you're hiding behind, the lawnmower rather. It's going straight through the engine block.
Only 2 successes on that one.
May want to edge it.
Yeah. No, I can't.
Brilliant. It is a grazing hit as a bullet cuts across your face and leaves the slightest scar that will just increase your sex appeal.
Roll vindictive.
I was just about to say, you fucker, you shot the face. Anything but the face. If I'm...
Let's be clear on the rules. No touching of the hair or face.
It's like this is
Combat
serious. Like
monster.
someone's like a force 20 spirit.
Composure threshold 3. Okay, so that's a dice pool of 13. Roll 13 d6.
Can you please turn Omen into Ron Burgundy?
Oh, that's amazing. That is a lot of successes.
Yeah, you got it.
But he's still not getting away with it.
Alright. Brilliant. So yeah, you keep your cool at least. You're not going to endanger your life to get revenge. You're going to get revenge. You're just not going to put
Jump
yourself
right
into
up.
any. Yeah, that's it. Not going to be stupid about it. Okay. Cool. Chainsaw. He still doesn't know what to do, and so he tries to make a negotiation. Will everybody just calm down? But poor Johnny's just missing a hand. He's not going to calm down. Yeah. So.
But poor Johnny's also missing his machete, so like he's not the important one to calm down.
True. He is no longer your priority target. We come back full circle, back to Omen, presumably at a 15. Or is it,
No, it's a 5 now.
5?
Because
Okay, cool.
yeah, the 10 from full defense, 10 from round, down to 5.
Well, I'll adjust them all, and then I'll just delete the guys who are, including Fenway, who are at 0 or lower. Come on, how's that? That worked. Okay, and descending total. Okay, it's still Omen first anyway.
Cool. I'm going to try and cast Control Thoughts on the guy with the shotgun, the machine gun that just lit me up. How does this increase reflexes? No, where is it? Mind Probe. Control Thoughts. Detonation, control this single target. Alright. I shall cast said spell at force. Where is it? Control thoughts. There it is. 14 dice. Force -1.
Remember, it's a simple action to give a command. So if you want to order him this turn, you got to reckless
Rush
protest
it. Yeah, and I don't have any. Oh no, force sets the limit, so I don't want to lower the force.
And with manipulation, the force is it's the penalty to the resist. So if you want to keep them under control, you need to force 6 would be good.
Yeah, but if I want to rush it, it'll be force 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 and force to resist. But once I kill this guy, I can sprint away. I'll do force 5. No, because it's a force -1, so 6 will be 5, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'll do force 6. Mind control. So dice pool 14. Roll. Four successes on mind control. And then I need to resist. I would have. Yeah, I said I was going to do the fast one. So that's 6 -1. It's 5, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I need to resist 8 stun. Magic drain. Heart of the cards. That's not great.
These are dice. That's why you failed.
Ah, that's why. Okay, that's alright. I'm still kicking. Let's see if he resists now.
Alright, so it's just willpower to resist, right?
Logic plus willpower.
Ah. So you're saying there's a chance?
Chance.
2 successes. You get 2 nits.
That's all I need. And with my other simple action, I'm going to put in his head that he can't believe that he shot that little girl and he's ended the life. And he's overcome with grief to the point that he doesn't think he deserves to live. And
it could have been his sister.
It could have been. It is.
It is.
We're all brothers and sisters in this world. And he puts his gun in his mouth and shoots himself. And also, he feels really guilty about fucking up that guy's face because it was really pretty.
I don't think it works quite that well, does it? Like you can't make a dude commit suicide, can you?
The target is compelled to obey as if it were his own idea. You can't tell a guy to kill
himself. Get another resistance roll, though.
At a -6.
All right. All right. Well, if that's the way it works, then I guess that's the way it works. It's a hell of a feat to put a fucking AK into your own mouth and shoot it. Like that probably requires a gymnastics test. Just to
I thought the 7-year-old girl got shot in the leg though.
She did, yeah.
Okay, he's just overreacting.
Crazy things happen in the heat of battle, man. Crazy things.
All right. Well, suicide is not something that people tend to decide over the course of 2 seconds. It normally takes a bit of reflection, introspection. So the guy puts the gun in his mouth, and his life flashes before him as he remembers being swung on one of those tire swings that hangs from the tree by his father. And he remembers his father walking out on his mother and their other 6 children. And he remembers having to work in the rice farms to make ends meet. And he remembers the time that he smacked his little sister too hard for stealing his lollies. And yeah, he's filled with regret.
Well, he just shoots himself regardless of the spell.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so he's currently got the gun in his mouth and he's thinking about what life was. You know, he's taking this moment to reflect sadly on his wasted.
Was it time his father gave him binoculars?
Johnny?
Yeah. I think the way it works is he takes his action on what would be his next turn. By the way.
Okay. And I think I've used all my movement already, so I'll just kind of wait until a moment, and then I'll make a break after that. So I believe that is my turn. Did I
I think we lost him.
Ah, okay. I was wondering if it was me.
Can we have an F in the chat? Okay, now we have someone who will actually go along with that joke.
I'll go along with that joke. Just this once.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, I thought that mana bolt would do a little bit more.
You really got to pump it to make it do the damage.
It's good against like
pretty
big.
Nerfed in this edition.
It's still pretty good against big buffed armored up guys too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to even get through their armor.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty hard to like one hit take someone out these days.
Oh yeah.
I guess because like it's a weapon that it can't be taken away from you, really.
Yeah.
It's always been a bit lower damage, but the fact that they don't really resist the damage, it's basically all or nothing is good. Yeah.
Yeah, so far I've got 3 innocent people injured.
It did take damage. The main downside was I think that you had to see them, and
Yeah, so
It used to be force set the damage, not hits. So that was the big change. The nerf kind of, but it's still, yeah.
All right. So, I can't remember what I was saying. The guy puts the gun in his mouth but doesn't fire.
That's all right. He's distracted.
In fact, you can't even put the gun in his mouth yet because he doesn't have any actions left. It doesn't matter. That's a bit of a rules lawyer thing to say anyway. Ricochet, no actions left. We'll move on to the submachine guns. One of them fires at Omen.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna dodge?
Yeah. This one. Do I still have -8 on?
Only if they're firing full auto again.
No, this is it's another controlled, another short burst, and because the recoil will start catching up with him quite soon.
Okay. So let's roll.
Yeah, you get +2 for cover, but -2 because it's the second attack you dodge. So.
And then another minus for the short burst.
Okay.
Right.
How
3-round burst, I assume?
Yeah, 3-round burst.
That would be -2 penalty, so your normal roll -2.
Yeah,
cool.
-2
3 successes.
Alright, I'm rolling. It's still rolling. It's still rolling. Roll 20 must be having a bit of an issue. Oh! 3 successes for another grazing hit. This one hits your ear and takes out that bottom tip of your earlobe, so you'll never be able to put in a stud into your left ear again. Tip, bottom of the earlobe.
Roll vindictive.
Already? Oh, just. I'm fine.
And the other one is a short burst into a ricochet.
You were fine with the last guy too, and he's currently cramming an AK-47 into his mouth. Just saying.
You're also under fire, Ricochet. I assume you will be dodging.
Well.
All right. The fact that he was attacked in melee affect his dodge.
Oh yeah, I think that does, doesn't it?
So what's his exact situation?
He's got 2 guys attacking him with swords, although one of them chopped the other's hand off, but there was still 2 guys attacking in melee.
He takes.
The way it works if someone is shooting into melee is it's actually good for them technically because the person they're shooting at gets a penalty to dodge, but if they miss, their friends have to dodge with the same penalty.
Okay. So Ricochet.
Yeah. You get a -3 penalty because you're tangled in melee and getting shot at.
And then another -2 from the burst fire.
Probably gonna hurt then.
Looks like it's gonna hurt. He gets two successes on his attacks, which I assume is 1 net success for a total of 7 damage. 6 base, 1 net, all stun because it's a pretty piss weapon.
I got 2 on the dodge.
You got 2 successes on the dodge. Did you?
Yep.
Oh, then it's a grazing hit. And it chips the... Yep.
I think his friends have to dodge then, or one of them at least.
It's a grazing hit. It's not a miss.
Ah, right.
Yeah. The chip of your left tusk is taken off by the bullet. Chip. All right. The snake handler tries to throw the snake, but the snake's angry, and instead the snake bites him. Let's go, snake. All right, the snake has bitten the snake handler, and he starts screaming as the cobra injects lethal venom into his arm. that only leaves the machete guys left, and one of them has just chopped his friend's hand off. The guy that did the chopping is running away. The guy that has been chopped is dying. Do you take any reaction? I suppose you can't, Ricochet, as the guy runs away from you.
No, I don't have enough initiative left.
All right, so that just leaves the two dudes with machetes trying to hack up Fenway.
I thought there was only one. Wait, I thought that.
Their second initiative pass. So they got an 11.
Because I thought there was like no arm guy and then the guy with an arm. Like I thought they were the ones who attacked me. Oh, so four people attacking me.
Yeah. I'll specify again. There was 4 guys with machetes and street line specials. They split into 2 groups. 2 went for you, 2 went for Ricochet. Of the 2 that went for Ricochet, one chopped one of their arms off. The other one is now pissing off while the other one dies. Leaves 2 guys on you, and they're just hacking at you as you try to, survive.
I guess I'll try to dodge.
All right, they have +1 dice because of the extra numbers. It's looking grim for you. You'll have
So this is the first attack.
Oh my!
2 success.
Oh my goodness! He got another critical glitch, and he slashes and with his backswing, and it was the first dude that rolled. He slashes with his backswing, and it stabs his mate into the gut. Oh, what are you doing? Oh! And I'm sorry. He drops his blade. I'm sorry. He starts looking around for a bandage while his other friend just starts coughing up blood. And we get back to the start of the round. Now, at the start of this next round, you guys that are in the compound or the hotel or wherever it is that you are, you see Knight Errant's APC. They've only got one of them. Knight Errant's APC fucking rolls out, sirens blaring out of the compound and heading down towards the market.
Fuck me. Apollo looks up from his bench like, God damn it, I can't even go shopping. Yeah,
I'm sure it's fine. They would have called us if there was a problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna start trying to calm the team.
That's to force them to take the bullet.
So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 plus 3d6. Okay.
We'll put Trey in the market because it's kind of I thought that he would have come along. Maybe that was my instinct. So we'll put him in there. Maybe someone else should explain to Trey the situation. We will say that he is 20 meters away from both Fenway, Ricochet, and 20 meters away from Omen as well.
Yeah, basic sitch was we were trying to make some armor-piercing rounds, and we needed some tungsten or something like that to tip them with. So we figured, there's this ghetto-ass market of stripped merchandise nearby. So we sent Ricochet, Omen, and Fenway to see if they could find some tungsten carbide drills or something like that we could strip parts from. And in the process of them shopping, they split up for some reason, and then one troll busted out a chainsaw, and everybody just busted out guns and started laying into all of us.
Snakes.
Yeah, and then one guy started throwing snakes.
He is currently under our influence. We've charmed him, or we've suggested that we are our friends. We still got the idling chainsaw, and he's like, "Hey guys, nobody fight. We're all friends."
Friends.
All right. So with that information, Trey, it's in your hands. You are 20 meters away from Fenway, who was being hacked at by enemies, just as Ricochet is. But these guys with machetes, they've accidentally overswung and they've chopped into each other with a series of critical glitches. The troll, however, he's sitting there with his idling chainsaw, and Omen is probably in the most danger. He's already taken a couple of bullets, although they were only grazing hits. And There's a couple of automatic weapons that are troubling him, but I'll let someone else elaborate on that because that's not exactly right what I just said.
Yeah, there's one guy currently trying to wrestle his gun into his mouth, while looking very forlornly at a girl he just shot. Yeah, and there's one more guy laying into him with an SMG. Ricochet just dropped his shoulders and linebacker charge through 40 meters of kiosks in order to get to Fenway, so there's probably an open line of fire.
He shoots at the SMG guy. What's APDS?
Armor piercing.
Armor piercing, discarding sabot.
What was the last bit? The DS?
Sabot,
Discarding.
SABOT. Means it just doesn't keep.
What's that mean?
It's like a bit that sits on the back of the shell when it's fired, I think.
It's got a little casing around it that falls away when it shoots and kind of deploys little fins or something to stabilize it.
Yeah.
Typically.
Oh, right. Oh.
Those are really fancy bullets.
It also, as a side effect, which is never really addressed in Shadowrun, but it usually means that theoretically the bullets aren't traceable back to the gun.
Yeah, because the casings.
The rifling happens on the sabot, not the actual shell.
Yeah, that's what armor piercing tank round looks like. There's shit that drops off the sides as it fires.
Mm.
The parts that come off of the sabot. So, yeah.
So I guess if you wanted to trace it, you'd have to find those pieces and put it back together, which I guess is unlikely.
14 points plus net hits. Jeez, that's rough. Damage.
All right. He dodges. Is it automatic or anything? Does he have any penalties to dodge?
Yeah, what kind of fire was that?
Single shot or burst or what?
Holy shit, what gun is that?
So, no, my gun can only do single shot.
Reinforced
carbine, cool. All right, he gets 3, which means that you get 3 net successes. So 17 points of physical damage. He has no armor. And so you open him up, and your single strike just goes straight through his heart, and he dies instantly. He's dead before he hits them. Yeah, Omen, it looks like there are more people entering the gunfight.
Cool. I'll walk up to the guy that I've got mind controlled, and tell him tell him to give me his gun.
All right. It's not his go yet, but he's hesitating.
Okay, that's all right. I'll stick my hand out and wait.
All right.
Since I'm not in initiative, but I am in the compound. Once he sees the fucking SWAT van light up and go tearing off towards the marketplace, Godfather's gonna find what's her name, G9. She's there.
She's
notify her.
Jumping onto the APC as you get there. It's moving, and she's literally leaping onto the moving vehicle.
He's gonna yell, "If you're going to the market, some of our boys are there. Don't shoot them."
She says, "Yeah, I figured it was them."
Well, we're kind of on the same side, so watch your fire.
By then, she's already driven away. You're not sure if she got the reply, but the dirty look that she gave you was like when your mother scolds you for not doing your homework. Which you might say is exactly what we did. We didn't really do our homework.
You're
we
not
went
wrong.
shopping. We just wanted to go shopping.
It's my money, Mom. I can spend it on what I like.
We just want a tungsten carbine drill.
Exactly. So Fenway, I dare say that the situation is kind of coming under control, but not really through anything that we've done, rather just through the force of karma.
I mean, I've been very lucky to not have been hit at all at this point.
Gaia loves you. You know, this isn't luck. This is divine intervention.
So, looking at how many combatants are sort of left, are people being dissuaded by the approaching vehicle, or can we not hear that yet?
There's still one dude with a submachine gun and firing at ricochet, and I think that's it. There was 4 dudes with machetes. They've been taken out by themselves. The guy with the AK, he's gone. The guy with the snakes, he's being bitten by his own fucking snakes. And the guy with the chainsaw is idling his weapon. So there's one dude with
He's just Mr. Bean right now. Fucking machine gun rounds whipping around his head. There's a bunch of dudes trying to chop him up with machetes. Some fuckers throwing snakes at him. He's just like, huh? Can't we just be friends? What's all this violence about? Just completely untouched.
The last guy with the machine gun, can I cast a spell on him?
Yeah.
If I cast the same spell again, will it cancel the last spell?
No, but it'll be a -2. Is that right, everyone?
Because it's influence. The duration is permanent.
Yeah, it wears off after a couple minutes, but initiative round is like 3 seconds.
Training a spell takes -2 from pretty much everything, except maybe dodge. I don't know. Yeah, pretty much everything. So yeah, you'll have -2 to cast this next spell, or do any other action for that matter.
It'll take it off dodge as well. The only thing that Johnny isn't affected by modifiers is damage resistance test.
Right. It does take dodge as well. What am I? Okay, cool. Just
I've got that one at level 2. Does that mean anything?
It does. It means that you don't suffer the -2.
Okay. I'll cast influence on the last guy with the machine gun. I'll do force 6 again.
All right.
I have -1 because I have stun damage.
Yeah, well,
focus concentration wouldn't work in this case because you're sustaining a force 6 spell, not a force whatever your concentration level is.
Oh,
but it's not a sustained spell though, is it?
Certain. If you're if you're keeping the spell on the troll, you're sustaining that spell. You can sustain more than one spell, but each one gives you a cumulative penalty.
Because I've got spells that are sustained and spells that are permanent. So what's the difference between them?
So a permanent spell means you sustain it for a while and then it becomes permanent.
Okay, so if I sustain it till...
What's the permanent spell you're sustaining?
Influence.
Is it permanent?
I mean, it says it is.
It says that it wore off after a couple minutes. In any case, any suggestion fades naturally after a number of minutes equal to your net hits.
Alright, so it's relevant, but not yet. It's certainly gonna, the cops will be here by then anyway, so let's just not worry about him.
Yeah, so I think Ricochet can deal with the last submachine gun guy. There's a lot of injured people I think we need to make sure don't die. Is the injured blind woman, is she nearby?
Yeah,
or is she dead?
She's about 4 meters away. No, she's a tough old bitch, man. A couple of bullets is not going to kill her.
And then the 7-year-old girl, how's she doing?
Screaming and probably going into shock.
Let's try heal on her.
All right.
Yeah, I do have heal. And then that -3, I think. I'm sustaining a spell.
Brilliant.
Have stun. I'll do force 3 on her.
All right.
Okay, so for a permanent spell to become permanent, you need to sustain it for the spell's force in combat turns.
You do not need to sustain influence, though. Once you make the suggestion, it stays rooted. But you can.
Okay, so I don't have -3.
Yeah, you don't have a -3. You're good. Then the influence stays on the troll for a couple minutes.
Yeah, but you have to sustain it for the influence to become permanent.
Yeah, that's how it works. Hold on to it for a while it'll become permanent.
But I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd do -1, and then since heal is -4 drain, what's the minimum amount of drain?
2. So
I
if you're not
I might as well do 4/6 then.
Well, I mean, you're saving a child, so don't be.
when Trey wants to do good things, you know,
4/6 is the highest I can go. I think. Well, without
it was just a future soldier for Trey's army.
Indeed. Yeah. Okay, this is the resource that we can't afford to waste.
Okay, that's 3 on next success on the heal on the child.
Brilliant. And she would have taken about 6 points of damage out of a body of about 7 in total. Not 7 points of body, but 7 boxes of health. So you pull the bullet out with your the magic ejects the bullet out, it spits it out, and she's just looking down at the injury. She can't mentally cope with the fact that it's been healed. She has no concept of how much she should be hurt. But her father sees what's happened, and he looks over at you and he sees that you're doing your magic. What does your magic look like? What hocus pocus bullshit do you do?
I'm going to steal someone else's description. I'm like, over the wound, like plants are going to grow over it, and then they'll fall off, and it'll look less injured.
He looks up at you with shock, and then he bows down and starts worshipping you like you're some ancient king. Worship, and because you can understand the Khmer tongue, you can hear him calling you Jaya Varman, which means great king, merciful king, something like that. Jaya Varman, and bowing down to you.
There were a lot of. Excuse me.
If you're a dog shaman, shouldn't you just lick it better?
Oh, lol, piss on it.
Like I said, there's a lot of injured people, so I guess my character's just sort of ignoring him at the moment. And I'll tell the little girl just to rest for a bit.
She just looks up at you with blank eyes. She's still in shock, right? And
she's not going to die anymore, though.
Your medical training tells you no, but you just don't know, do you? Shock can kill people without them suffering an injury, and she has suffered an injury. So, on the balance of probabilities, you'd say that she's probably okay. But honestly, who knows? Who knows, right?
I guess that's my turn, though. Anyway.
All right. Snake Handler is being bitten repeatedly by the cobras. He's so busy screaming that there's little else he can do. The guy with the submachine gun, there's only one of them left. He's going to run. Fuck this. He's out of here. He starts running and pushing his way. I'll give him a close combat roll to try to get out of this place. 2 next successes, so he's probably able to make it about 10 meters, which is not going to be enough time to get away from Trey. The machine guy, the AK-47, the assault rifle fellow, hands over his AK to Omen, and Chainsaw just keeps on idling. He's really disappointed in his friends who are hacking each other to bits. This is not the Khmer way, guys. This is not what our culture wants us to do.
I'll tell him he's doing great.
He knows that you're on his side. At least he's still got some sane friends around here, and he just gives you a look while he shakes his head. Kids, what are we gonna do? Kids. All right, Trey. There is a guy that had been firing at Ricochet. He is making a run for it. Everyone else, except for the chainsaw, appears to have been subdued.
What's the penalty for a cold shot?
-4, I think, normally.
Christ, I just had the table up.
Can you leave it up permanently, please? We need that thing.
It's in the cheat sheets.
Indeed. Combat cheat sheet, maybe. Modifiers here.
Cold shot
How's that?
You have cold shot -4.
All right.
So yeah, I'm just gonna try to dome him.
Okay. There's people running and screaming all over the place. That will give him a bonus to his dodge. Is that right? Is that how the modifiers work?
He has cover essentially because of
Yeah.
people.
Precisely. Cover.
It's +2 if it's like 25% cover, +4 if it's 50% or better.
Yeah.
If he's running, he gets a +2 as well.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So that's quite a bit because it'll be about 50% cover. There's just that many freaking people and the stalls and all that sort of stuff. Plus he's running. It's going to be 6. That's a lot of bonuses, and he's going to need them though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a grazing hit. 1, 2, 3.
Nah. Hold on. Nah.
Yeah.
I'm edging that.
All right. Next time, make sure you say the edge before I say how many defense, because you can't do that shit. But this time we'll let you get away.
Oh no, that's fine. Grazing hit then.
All right, grazing hit. No worries. He leaves a blood trail behind him, but he's still got to push through, stalls and people. So he's not going anywhere fast. That puts Trey on a 17. Omen, it's your go.
I'm just gonna simple action grab the closest sharp object I can.
Yeah, it's a broken beer bottle.
That's cool. I guess that'd be. I guess another simple action would be to give him a command, and I kind of say to him, in an all merciful voice, I kind of say to him, "It's all right, child. You can repent if you follow me and do as I say. You can have a life again." And I prepare to cut him on the face where he cut me. He shot me in the face.
All right. He trembles, but his mind is controlled so that there is little he can do to resist. All right. Fenway, you're moving around the crowded, clogged place. There are people screaming and running everywhere. Someone is worshipping you.
That I'm going to keep concentrating on the heal spell, but I'm going to go over the injured woman. Like she's the next on my little list of injured. Civilians.
All right.
Can I can't do a spell this turn because I'm concentrating, I think. But can I just check how she's doing?
Spell if you're concentrating. You just get a penalty if you're concentrating on a spell. You can technically sustain a bunch of spells. Yeah. -2 for one spell, and yeah, if you sustained a second one, it'd be like -4.
I think I'll do one spell at a time just to ensure good spells happen. But can I do a first aid? Just to make, because she got shot as well.
She got shot and she got bitten. She got shot in the shoulder and bitten by a snake. The snake is bitter and then slithered away. It's no longer there. People are running the fuck away from this 8-meter long cobra, and there's a bullet in her shoulder.
Yeah, I'll try the first aid.
All right.
Gonna suck the snake venom out?
Yeah.
3.
Okay, look, you're able to apply pressure to the wound. You can't remove the bullet, but you can at least stop the bleeding. But assuming the snake injected venom, then that's what's going to kill her. Without anti-venom, she's doomed.
Does it look like she has 2 rounds?
First aid, you know that snake bite tends to take longer than that. Usually kills you over the course of somewhere between 5 minutes and an hour.
I do have antidote. Would that help?
All right. Presumably, without going into the technicality of it, yeah, there's catch-all antidotes that cobra bites are relatively common over a place like this. So if you're going to have any sort of anti-venom, cobra venom is probably a good one to carry. Yeah.
I mean, it's a spell.
Oh, it's a spell. That's even better. Yeah, spells do what they have to do. So yeah, that should work. That should do the trick perfectly.
Casters use it after the target has been poisoned, but before the target needs to make their toxin resistance test.
That would be perfect. The toxic resistance will come in after a minute or 5 minutes or an hour. In any case, it hasn't happened immediately.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to be planning on doing.
Precisely, you can do that with your next pass, which is coming up very soon. But we'll go back to Trey first, who is now on initiative 7. Think, yeah, 7. So Trey, your target's still trying to get away. He's looking for an exit, and there are lots of exits, except for there's a lot of people clogging his path. What do you do?
I will chase him.
What's your speed? Do you know?
11 agility, so
heaps. All right, you can either make a close combat roll to just push people out of the way and knock over walls and stalls and throw a fucking lawnmower out of your path, or you can use gymnastics to jump over it. We'll go with the unarmed combat, and that's more than enough for you to barge your way through. That's your movement. You've reached him. It's also a complex action to use unarmed combat. So you basically reach him. He surrenders. He throws down his gun and puts his hands over his head and just goes into full defense mode as he tries to avoid your wrath.
Deal with that next initiative pass.
All right. And at this point, there's no real need to roll for initiative. We no longer have any adversaries. So we'll start with Fenway since we know exactly what he's doing.
I'll do the antidote on the woman, the old woman.
All right.
Now do a 4/6.
Okay.
All
right. You see the yellow-white venom ejected from the 2 puncture marks that are on her leg, and her eyes start to clear somewhat, or clear as much as someone with cataracts possibly can. Her hand stops shaking, and she starts giving the same name that the last one did. Jayavarman, Merciful King, Merciful King.
Is she still bleeding?
Yeah, you've applied pressure, so there's, it's the bleeding is lessened, but applying a bandage to a bullet wound, it's not 100% effective, is it? The blood's still going to seep through the bandage or whatever else you apply.
What's wrong, God? I'm being nice to people. These are actually innocent people. they have nothing to do with this.
It's good PR. It's good PR.
Okay, I'll try a heal because there are other people on my list I need to get to.
All right, so you can try heal, and while you're doing that, we'll move on to Ricochet. What are you gonna do, Ricochet? There's a guy in front of you who's got clutching his handless arm as he just screams.
Are there any combatants left?
No, the one combatant that was running is currently being trayed upon.
So around this time, Ricochet gets a phone call from Godfather.
Hey man!
Ding, 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 ding.
I'll answer.
Let's say it's the ICQ sound. Anyway.
Yeah. Listen, if you come back here without tungsten, I'm assuming you've shut that place up. Try to see if there's anything there before you leave.
I was like, if you don't have tungsten, don't come back. You're fired if you couldn't do that one thing.
Pretty much what I was going to do anyway. I'm just going to, go back to shopping.
Yeah, at least this way we have an excuse not to pay for it.
Survey the situation, combat's done, he's looking after injured.
Yeah, so on my list of injured, there's Trampled Man, and then there's the 3 injured enemies. And 2 of them I think are dead by now.
Yeah, or doomed if not dead.
There's Trampled Man, No Arm Guy, Guts Falling Out Guy, and Snake Poison Charmer.
I'm gonna strip a comlink off one of them.
All right, brilliant. You have Khmer Lackey Homely.
Yep. That'll be for Utah when I get back.
You will later discover pictures of several of you within it. No picture of Trey. Probably no picture of Mako either, but the rest of you. Even though there might not be a picture of Godfather, but there's a picture of his van. Not his pickup truck, but his van.
Can we see where the pictures were taken?
Some of them have been taken locally, not inside your hotel or anything, but
Just around
you
the
know,
street.
that's right. You're being harassed by fucking tuk-tuk drivers who are trying to sell you little Buddhist charms, and they're showing you pictures of their cousins and their sisters and their wives so that you can sleep with them.
But it looks like they were all taken in Siem Reap, though.
Yeah, that's right. All of the images come from here. Some of them come from the airport. While you were under fire, they look like still images, not a proper photograph, but rather a video camera caught you, probably a Comlink video camera.
Taking a screen grab.
Precisely. Yeah. So there's like an image of fucking of what was Pelgrad's old character's name?
Andre.
There's a picture of Andre, priority target, but yeah, so maybe they don't know he's dead yet.
Hasn't been seen since.
That's not been seen since. Presumed to be
very stealthy. Be warned.
I was going to say, that might be scary.
He went after the Supreme Leader himself. They just
Reckon I
sent
could-
him on a one-man commando mission.
Reckon I could claim the bounty on that one or what?
Yeah, how much more price did Andre have on his head?
1,000 million for each of you.
Ooh.
Okay, so I guess trampled. The guy who got trampled, he's just hurt. He's not dying or anything, is he?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Like, he'd be fine. Yeah, he probably got like maybe a fractured skull, maybe, but you wouldn't be able to tell that anyway.
So he's just sort of, he looks fine.
Yeah, he doesn't want no trouble, man. Like,
Okay, so,
you can step on my face anytime. Don't just leave me alone.
Because things like unless you're attacking me, like it's not really my place to say whether or not you die. Like that's really the police's job. Or like my teammates, like if they come over and kill you, like that's fair game, but like it's not my place.
Yeah.
So out of no arm guy, guts falling out guy, and snake poison, like are any of them still alive?
Snake poison is still alive. He's still being bitten though. So if you're going to heal him, you're going to have to deal with two of his snakes who are rampaging, getting revenge. Now it's your turn to dance, monkey.
Can I try animal handling? Try to calm the snakes down?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, absolutely.
What about the rest of the shoppers, Arctic? Like, is the marketplace largely empty now? As most of the other people fled when the shooting broke out?
I mean, it's only been like 12 or 18 seconds, so they haven't fled far. Particularly, they're basically trampling under each other. It's a Black Friday sellout at Walmart.
So I guess what I'm trying to do is like I try to get to his food and to like distract the vipers with food.
Yeah. Do you have any live rats?
Not for sale.
All right. Unfortunate. The snakes don't seem to be responding particularly well. They're not going to attack you, and they're not going to attack him. If you've ever seen a snake on a defensive, they kind of back up. In a case of a cobra, they put their hood out, and that's about the best you're going to get. They're no longer biting. Rather, they're like an angered cat.
Yeah, it's like, but if we don't get any closer, we should be fine.
Precisely.
Like, but animals are unpredictable. But like, this is probably the safest.
Right. If they have an option, they're going to run. You'd know that, Or in the case of a snake, I guess they're not going to run. They're going to slither. But you get the idea.
Yeah, I'll do an antidote and charm a guy.
Brilliant. And now we'll cut over to Trey.
I will ankle grab this guy.
Yeah, he surrendered.
And drag him back. No,
No,
yeah,
please,
I'll drag him back to the troll.
All right.
The troll's the one with the chainsaw, right?
Yeah, that's right. And he's just sitting there and he's just shaking his head. And he says to you in command, "Do you have a cigarette?"
I will give him a cigarette and take his chainsaw.
He swaps the chainsaw for the cigarette, man. He needs this thing more right now. and takes a long, hard drag. He's about 22 years old, this guy. He's by far the oldest soldier.
Shit, 6 of my friends just died, man. I really need a cigarette here. Hold this for me.
It's like 6 of my friends tried to.
Still fucking spitting out fuel, you know.
It's like six of my friends tried to kill my friend who I don't remember ever meeting.
That's right, but I know I can trust you. Anyway.
Okay, so I take 1 drain. So I mean, I've been getting really lucky with these heal spells.
Yeah. A tray.
So,
yeah.
You see that? You see any of those videos where the Mexicans cut the guy's head off?
Yeah, no, but I can imagine that. I have a good imagination.
And then, have anybody seen Running Man?
Yes, yes. It was my favorite movie once upon a time.
So, first the guy on the ground will get the head, and then the troll will get the Running Man.
All right. Trolls are pretty tough. Chainsaws are great weapons, but trolls are pretty tough.
Yeah, but it starts out as Johnson.
No, right. Let's see if you can make some sort of like deception or stealth roll so that he doesn't see it coming before it hits his nuts. Because he does have dermal scrotum. Dermal plated scrotum. All right, that'll be it. And you start digging into his testes. The whole place fills up with the howls of a dying troll, and we switch back over now to Omen.
I thought for sure you'd convert him to your little posse.
That's where I come in. Yeah,
the troll. Goddamn.
The guy, the kid or guy. I'm not sure exactly what he looks like. But yeah, I get him on his knees, and then I kind of cut on his face where he shot me, and I cut into a thing. And as I said, I'm like and I start like getting real, like putting on a voice and starting acting really high authority, like a cult leader. And as I do it, I say through blood you took, and through blood you shall repay, and you'll be cleansed in its release, and be in servitude of the God that offers redemption. In that servitude I give you protection. And
he brings his hands together in prayer.
And I hold my hand on top of his head, and I'll tell him you're coming with me.
Yeah, he gives a little bit of a Buddhist mantra. You're going to say Hari Hari Krishna Krishna, but that's not quite the right religion. Never mind. And he submits to your will, even as the whole place begins echoing with the sound of. My poor neighbours, man, they must freak the fuck out. They don't know what role playing.
Ooh.
All right. The APCs will be here within somewhere between 30 seconds and a minute. Are we going to basically just hang around and say it wasn't us, or are we going to get out of here, or what's this next 30 seconds?
Fucking drills.
Yeah.
And we need to find that tungsten, but is the other no-arm guy?
I go back to the market. Excuse me, sir. Oh, this is what I'm looking
Just
for.
go
Thank
back
you.
to shopping?
Take it.
No, but no-arm guy and guts falling out guy, they're both dead, right?
Yeah, like a healing spell's probably not going to put intestines back in the right fucking order, you know? Like, at best, his liver and his kidney are in the opposite places.
I mean, 1, 2, 3 out of 5 isn't too bad, I guess.
That's just, it's more than half. Like, you're only one man. Have some treats. Trey just grabs some M&Ms and Snickers bars fucking from the box.
Can I crouch down to my child, and I'll ask him, my child, we need tungsten for the mission at hand. Do you know of any?
What's tungsten?
Maybe. Heavy metal, not the music.
Hard metal.
Hard metal. Chainsaw.
All right. So, like, who do you ask?
My My new child, my new disciple.
Oh, right. He doesn't know what tungsten is. Heavy metal, hard metal. He thinks so, but he just nods and shrugs all at the same time, and starts leading you through the maze of people.
I'll go out on a limb. I'll follow him.
He takes you back to the hardware store where you find like Fenway and Ricochet. There's nails and shit. You've got your lawnmower that you were hiding behind, and he points towards the nails and the lawnmower and the hammer and so on.
I'll just pat him on the head and all right, be quiet now. And I'll turn to everyone else. Any luck?
Oh, I've been healing people who've been shot.
None as yet.
Right.
People are still clearing out, so there's less and less people with each passing second, making it, I guess, easier to find things, but hard. But there are few people. Yeah, that's right. This is shopping with 2 meters in between customers.
Should shop like this more often.
All right. Well, we either need to get our things and get out, or leave right now and do this sometime else when the heat isn't coming.
The heat's technically on our side. I mean,
so not even technically, it is just on our side.
I mean, I think we've just secured another objective.
I think we've only secured it if we hang around.
Like, you send the government a bill for a job well done.
Wait, we definitely planned for this. Wait, but it's
just kind of like blinks.
Yeah, this is a very planned and executed operation, boys.
But if you think about it, it might have been a little rough, but no civilian casualties, and we have prisoners.
Injuries count as casualties, to be fair. No civilian fatalities, I think. Even though these guys are technically civilians.
I mean, but they've been healed. Like, they're gonna be fine. We think.
Not to mention, if you don't have a sin, are you even really a person?
Yeah.
Like, how many of the people here would have sins? This is like Cambodia.
Oh, none of us. Yeah, like officially, we're nobody.
Yeah, but I mean, just the poor people. Like, just everyone here.
Let me rephrase that. If you don't have a sin and you don't have a gun, you're just a nobody.
Oh, okay.
But seriously, yeah, probably maybe half the country doesn't have a sin. Maybe.
I mean, would it matter if they did? Like, if someone came up to you in Seattle with a Cambodian national sin, would you really take that seriously?
The legal sins are like rank 1. Like, it's a proper official government sin, and it's still only rank 1.
Still gets kicked back as illegitimate like 90% of the time.
Like people like Cambodia is not a real place.
We went through all this shit and can't find something in this market to make armor-piercing rounds out of.
Well, it depends on how much time we're going to take. Are we like going to start searching? Are we going to get out of here? What are we?
I mean,
I'm going to keep shopping.
If we want to keep this place as an asset, like
once things are under control,
if we leave, the Khmer Rouge will just sort of come back in. So we need to basically stay here until like proper soldiers are here to just make sure the Khmer Rouge don't come back in.
All right.
As Trey will start looking around to try to find a Khmer Rouge spotter.
Yeah.
Scanning the rooftops to see who was overseeing this mission.
Yeah.
While smoking and stroking the chainsaw.
And you got like
sitting
blood,
on the dead truck.
The blood splattered all up from your jeans up to your chest. Since you attacked low.
Oh no! Like in my mind, he's just completely covered.
Discovered.
Like it's like the whites of his eyes are pretty much the only thing probably.
You look like Arnie at the end of Predator, where he comes out of the mud and all you can see is his eyes. The rest is just
yeah, like that.
Come back to the compound and Godfather's just gonna spray him with a garden hose.
That's it. Yeah, you send him through the dog wash or the car wash. Yeah, all right. So we'll deal with that basically one by one. We'll start with Ricochet. Make a perception check at a +3. extra 3 dice.
Is it a visual perception check?
Yeah, visual. Yeah, to find some bullets. Brilliant. Brilliant. All right. You find what is tungsten steel? Is it just like a hardened, refined steel? Like,
Tungsten's an element. It's just a really hard metal. They use it.
Right.
It's what you use on your saws that are for cutting steel.
So basically, like you've got iron, carbon, and tungsten as an alloy. Is that right? Do you know?
Tungsten is its own element, so it's a metal all on
Oh, so you want full tungsten bullets as opposed to tungsten steel bullets, or
normally for the bullets, tungsten will be a component, so you would alloy the tungsten.
Yeah, we're looking for something big made of tungsten that we can melt down into a lot of little tungsten tips to put on the end of metal bullets.
Yeah, brilliant. So what's something that would be made out of tungsten? What's a tungsten component?
Solid tungsten's pretty hard.
Drills.
But drill bits generally will be tungsten.
Drill bits, brilliant. So that's what you'll find. You'll find like 100 drill bits made of tungsten. The whole thing adds up to about 5 kilos worth of tungsten.
Nice.
Cobalt's pretty hard as well.
Okay.
I mean, they have like -2 strength. They're not that strong.
They make drill bits out of cobalt as well.
That's my mistake. Yeah, anyway. I wasn't fast enough.
Yeah, circular blades.
Oh, yeah.
Grinding components. Yeah, anything designed to just, be really hard and not break, essentially.
So, like, if you snap a drill bit off, you use a cobalt drill bit to drill out the steel drill bit because the cobalt's harder than the steel. If you snap a cobalt drill bit, you use a tungsten carbide coated drill to drill that one out. And if you snap your tungsten carbide drill,
you should really just stop doing anything with metal work.
At that point, just stop what you're doing.
Have you considered becoming a fisherman? Yeah, all right. So yeah, you find some tungsten drills, drill bits rather. The whole thing adds up to about 5 kilos of the alloy. Ricochet, happy with that?
Yep. Well, yeah. 5 kilos is heaps. Yeah.
All right.
Mission accomplished, boys.
Trey, you're looking around for someone. Make a perception check of your own.
I'm gonna edge this.
Sure. Where's this? No. Oh, there he is. Okay, yeah. So you can see a dwarf, and trust me, a dwarf Khmer is not very tall. This guy's about 95 centimeters tall, and this dwarf, he's got his back to you. He has a scoot nearby, a little scooter, a piece of shit sort of scooter, which is too big for him. He has his back to you. He's got a pretty big gun, like whatever the cheapest heavy pistol is. I don't think it's a Predator, so whatever the cheapest heavy pistol is. He's got his back to you and he's looking around. He's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. And the rest of the pack of Marlboro cigarettes are hanging out of his back pocket. He doesn't see you. You've got his back. He's got his back to you. You're about 10 meters away. You don't know that he's Khmer Rouge. You don't know that he's looking for you. But when everyone else is running away, this guy's stalking around, smoking with a drawn weapon. So draw your own conclusions.
I will walk up behind him and do the assault rifle to the back of the head.
All right, sneak up on him, I presume. So make a stealth roll to see if you can hears you coming. Yeah.
Did you edge that?
Oh, that was still edged.
Right.
That's my bad.
Yep, cool. I'm gonna say he's not gonna pass that. All right. Okay. There is a chance that he can get this. So 1, 2. No, you get behind him, and do you? Yeah. What do you do once you're immediately behind him and he's still unaware of what he's doing?
Do trolls have, or do dwarves have that little hollow in the back of the skull where the spine meets the? Was that the? Yeah, that's where I'll put the muzzle.
I know what you mean. Yeah. He immediately puts his hand up and drops his gun. He says, "Don't hurt me," in the Khmer tongue. I know you. Don't hurt me. I know you.
I won't say anything.
He tries to slowly turn around.
I'll increase the pressure on the back of his neck.
Yeah, he puts his hands higher and looks straight forward. I know you don't hurt me. I see you at the airport. I am there, airport. I see you.
I will.
You are amazing. You're a good fighter. I see you. It's amazing. You drive car. You do magic. I know you. I see you.
I will put my hand on his shoulder and walk him back to the troll.
All right. He starts crying. You Shadowrunner, you come, you prop up corrupt government, you foreigner, don't hurt me. Supreme Leader knows who you are. You have price on your head.
If I hear all this, can I go up to them?
Yeah.
Who's this? To the person with the gun, is it Trey? I suppose I'll ask the guy himself, what's it, who are you?
I Tantui, I at airport, I see you airport you, I see airport you, magic and guns, you're very good. Supreme Leader, he knows you are, he has price on your head. You have 1K, and everyone is 10K. If
That's so what do you do with this guy?
Right. Can I turn around to my little disciple, and I'll say to him, "Child, is this man a part of your squad?"
Arctic?
I think we may have lost him.
Okay. I was like, did we lose him, or did you not hear that? That was supposed to. That was meant for him.
I'm guessing we're waiting for the timeout to catch.
Sorry, they're waiting for.
I'm guessing he dropped, and we're just waiting for him to drop out of Discord.
F in chat. Why has Trey got rice on his head?
Good question. What's a little kid said though? Hey, you said you had rice on your head.
Oh.
Didn't you?
Who said that?
Oh, the Kaimer guy?
Yeah.
The dwarf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. God, you guys are dick.
So how is Fenway still alive though?
I shot somebody for him.
Yeah, no,
just in the middle of the marketplace, 7 people pull out guns, not even shot once.
Hey, you got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Trey has that effect on people. I've been rolling like shit tonight, though.
I've stolen your luck.
Nah, that's right. I had a game earlier today. I was rolling fucking phenomenally.
Reminds me of the game where someone was trying to banjo someone and rolled 3 87s in a row. It's like the Warhammer thing. Like, we thought it was a bug because, like, in that game, like, whenever we use fortune points, like, the game's like, you rolled exactly the same thing again. But no, we just have the strangest luck with that sort of thing.
Tan Huey.
I wasn't that far off. Like, that far off, I mean, like, I got, like, half of it wrong.
Sounds the same.
Righto.
Welcome back.
Right. So yeah, he's pleading for his life. I'm still here, right?
Yeah, you are.
Just drop. Fuck you. The music just cut out. Okay, so yeah, he tells you there's 1,000 million on each of your heads, 10,000 for the lot of you. He seems to know that you were special forces sent by Ares, and that you're here to prop up the corrupt government.
Does he have a comlink?
He does. It's funny you should mention that because the comlink is ringing. Ring, ring, ring,
Oh,
ring, ring.
Trey will answer that.
Ring. All right. You answer it. It is a message for you. Hello. You are speaking to an icon. It's a cartoonish icon of a Soviet-era soldier that has an Asian face.
Okay.
Hello.
How you doing?
I am here to make you an offer.
Can you repeat that?
100,000.
There's a lot of static on this line. I can't.
100,000 million collectively if you leave the country and stay out.
I will counter offer with if you come down here, we can discuss it, but I'm gonna need 100K and a Snickers bar that hasn't been melted.
The icon. Have you ever seen that old, the original version of Doom, where if you get shot up, like your emotions suddenly change? His brow furrows immediately. It just goes from one frame to furrowed brow frame. 100,000 million collectively to leave the country and stay out. The money will be paid at a rate of 10,000 a month. You must all leave, or you must kill each other, so that only the survivors can leave.
Well, I will consider that. You sure we can't meet to discuss?
If you reject my offer, I promise that you shall come to serve the vision and the project in time.
I mean,
can I serve personally? I give really good back massage.
The line cuts.
Who was that? What do they want? Was that a great opportunity to get information that you just squandered?
I mean, I did want to tell him to go fuck himself, but
he's probably doing that already.
I offered to help. But I will make sure Mako gets this comlink. and I'll tell the dwarf in Khmer, like, I really want to meet him. How do I do that?
No one can meet Supreme Leader. Only the council can meet with him. You have to be on council.
Where is the council?
The council, it meet in Bottom Bong.
Does that mean anything to anyone?
That's a city to the westish.
Be more specific.
Bottom Bong is a big city. We control now. We take city by city. Bottom Bong in our hands. Council meets in government, city hall.
How often?
I don't know. I am just soldier.
Well, this is just a bullet. How often?
Bullet! No, don't give me bullet. I am helping you.
Help harder.
I take you there. Yeah, I take you there. To Bottom Bong. There is landmines. I can maybe get you through checkpoints so you don't have to go through minefield. Yeah?
Man, you might live. All right. I will. I'll do the pat down. Make sure he doesn't have anything else.
Can I?
No, he's got an extra clip and he's got a grenade. So yeah, an extra clip and a grenade, but that's about it. He's also got the keys to his scoop.
No, he doesn't have a weapon. He's only got like an extra clip of ammunition and a grenade. Nothing too important.
Well,
he has nice boots. He has his boots are relatively new, so he must be someone important. No,
okay,
anyway, that's nice boots.
You convinced me. I'll have him stripped naked, and he can walk back to the compound.
Now, I probably shouldn't go into this amount of detail, so I'll let you imagine how big a Khmer dwarf's penis is.
I don't know. Does the dwarf DNA balance out the Asian DNA?
It makes it very thick and wide and broad, but it's
got a lot of girth.
That's right.
It's girthier than it is long. It's like 3 inches wide, 1 inch long.
It's like one of those really broad mushrooms.
Looks like it's sideways.
When he said he could take us through the checkpoint and the mines, could I judge intentions to see if he was kind of telling the truth or not?
Sure.
Judge intentions. That's like great. It's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is clearly going to do anything that you tell him. So right at this very instant, 100% loyal, 100%.
I'll turn to my student, my disciple, and I'll kind of query him, like kind of give the is he telling the truth kind of look, and I'll ask him.
Better question: can your disciple get us through the landmines, making
that's
this
what I was
guy
thinking.
obsolete?
Oh, you were asking a question of the disciple, were you?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, no. Yeah, I was looking at my disciple, and I'll ask him. Child, what do you know of these landmines and checkpoints? Could you get us through to further our mission?
He shrugs his shoulder and says, "He is higher rank than me. I don't know. I've never been to Bottom Bong. I am from Sihanoukville to the south, beach town."
Fear not, child. We shall bring you both, and we shall show you the right way, the just way.
Yes. Very good.
Okay.
So I guess we'll wait for the police so they can. So that
we
can have a proper. Because we leave now, like the Khmer Rouge will just sort of take this place back.
All right. So the cops they turn up about now. G9's with them. the lieutenant or whatever she is, senior lieutenant, and yeah, I had my feelings that this clusterfuck would be yours.
Trey will blow her a kiss.
She smiles and sends you a mental comlink, where it's just a big middle finger.
I'll say, it's good to see you arrive so quickly. I don't think there's any more Khmer Rouge in the area, and I don't think anyone is like in immediate need of medical care.
She nods. Clean this place up. Search for any hidden weapons or devices. Be careful for mines and tripwires.
I'll point out the people who were previously injured and point out that the snake charmer is Khmer Rouge.
Brilliant. So they place him under arrest. And while the lackeys are doing all the work, she sticks around to, get an account of what the fuck happened and why. You don't have to sum it up, in character if you don't want. That's up to you. So what do you tell her?
I suppose I'll try to just make it accurate.
Yeah, sure, no worries. She takes it all on board, and she's not surprised, and she's not even really mad or disappointed. It's more than anything, she just hates this country more with each passing day, and she hates her job and her life, and she wishes that she stuck with medical school.
Shit, maybe we should befriend Night Errant. We seem to be on the same page here.
Yeah, she's just like you, except for she works for the corporate with a job, and you work for the government, and you have no sin. She's one mistake away from being a Shadowrunner herself. But for now, she's still got a social security number for now.
I suppose at this point my cat, it's like his micro link was like turned off. That's why he didn't get the message. I think it just turned itself off. Because I remember I've got gremlins. So I guess I'm just messing with it, and I'm just like, "Hey, Owen, can you have a look at this? I don't think it won't turn back on."
Me? That's not my expertise. We'll have to wait until we get back to see Pops. He'll know what to do.
Yeah, sure.
To calmly turn it on.
It's not turning on.
Press the power button, motherfucker.
And
the other power button.
That's
Trey will tell you that you gotta put it in your mouth to get it to work.
I think I'll wait for Godfather.
Gets rid of the noise.
Like he knows about technology, right? Like he knows the devices. But I'll turn to G9.
Used electricity at one point.
Did he know enough to use a chainsaw on a troll?
Probably.
Godfather did not know that. Admittedly, that is Trey's field.
Well, I'll ask G9. Do you think you have things sorted here? Can we get going?
Yeah, you can skedaddle. Go back to your oars and your heroin. Get out of here.
If you ever need anything, just ask, and I guess we'll get hit.
Oh, you will be the first one I call. Don't worry.
But she's my heroine.
The walk-in's like, oh, did we get the tungsten?
Hey, mission accomplished! Hooray! A trip to the market.
Mission accomplished. Shopping trip.
That's right. And look at all the sherbet that we brought home as well.
Now we still gotta make the fucking bullets.
How much did the tungsten cost, by the way?
Did we pay for it? I'm assuming we did not.
We just kind of took it.
There was no dude at the stall when you grabbed it, and there's no price list either. So I don't know. You want to leave a tip? You can leave whatever fucking tip you want.
Reminds me of those like scenes in movies and stuff where they pay for a drink that they've just had a fight in. The whole place is ruined, but they leave like $2 on the counter and take their drink and leave.
By all means, you can throw some fork strip on the table, or just pay for it by leaving a street line special behind. It's whatever you want. Brilliant. Trey pays for his sherbet.
It's for the kids. I don't want them eating tainted, stolen shit.
That's right. That's bad karma.
Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to turn these kids into capitalists. What are they gonna not pay for something?
Socialism, man.
They can have some sherbet with their devil rat curry tonight.
Remember, kids, taxation is theft.
What was that, Ricochet?
There is stats for a mono chainsaw.
Oh, is there? Good, good. Well, this is not one. This is probably like 1 damage less or 1 armor piercing less, something like that, because it's a conventional chainsaw.
I think there's a combat chainsaw that's not monofilament.
That'll probably work. That's what it'd be. You know, the sort of thing that normal humans would use to chop down big trees, but trolls could just use as a weapon.
Yeah. Or don't know what the damage is, but the AP is -4, which makes sense for something designed to saw through something.
Chit chat. Yeah, -4 is about what I would guess. So that's good.
Yeah, the monofilament has -8.
Right. Yeah. It's not.
-6.
What's a monofilament's damage?
For a standard monofilament chainsaw, yeah.
Says 12 on my chummer, but I don't know if it's strength based.
So, like 6 for a regular one.
Well, we might be able to find it.
It says 12 on my chummer as well, so no, it's not strength based.
Okay, the combat chainsaw with the -4 AP says it does 8 damage.
I would have said 8. So that's good.
-4 AP.
Got the numbers. I guess the numbers right too. Okay, yeah. So 8 damage, 4 armor piercing. Sounds about right. It's loud though, as you probably guessed.
Yeah, real fucking great ambush.
Just put a silence
6 seconds beforehand.
Look, this is more for if we need to get through a crowd or something.
It also gives you an extra few dice on intimidate checks.
I'm gonna strap it on a hover drone and just have it chase in combat. Just a fucking flying chainsaw.
Trey doesn't do intimidate. You'll either do it or you'll suffer the consequences.
He's
not gonna bother trying to scare you.
Alright.
Non-combat versions of the chainsaw and monofilament chainsaw have the accuracy reduced to 3, damage value reduced by 2, and availability changed to blah 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 blah.
Okay, so they do make legal combat chainsaws that are relatively popular that aren't monofilament though, because like Bloodsport is a thing in Shadowrun.
Yeah, combat biking and everything. Yeah.
So 6P, 6 accuracy, -3 AP.
3 accuracy.
-6P, 3 accuracy, -3 AP.
-4 AP.
Thank you all.
No worries. The troll says you're welcome.
Didn't he get his nuts?
That's right. He's dead.
We are taking him and the other guy's head.
No worries. You have a troll head. It will make an excellent addition to your mantelpiece.
I'm making the dwarf carry those naked back to the compound.
One advantage. Right. Is this a petrol chainsaw or electric chainsaw? Just out of curiosity.
Petrol, yeah, and old liquid fuel. Yeah, liquid fuel. So you not only hear it coming, you can smell it coming as well.
So when this dwarf carrying a troll head shows up at the compound, Godfather sends Trey a message saying, "What are you, a fucking headhunter?"
No, Trey will be right behind him.
Yeah, because I think I'm them.
And this pygmy walks in with a couple of heads. This is like fucking 17th century African bullshit, man. Like this is cruel.
We're going full Heart of Darkness on this page.
That's it, man. We got the Belgians there. Alright.
I'm gonna as we're walking back, I have the 2 other Khmer Rouge, my disciple and the dwarf.
Yeah.
And I'm basically gonna, protect them and be their lifeline basically in this very hostile situation to try and grow their debt to me.
Yeah. I don't know how well it's gonna work, but it's holding for now.
As long as it's all a time-based thing. Got to build rapport.
Yeah. I'm not sure if this is rapport. It's more like building a cult out of pure terror, but that's legitimate. I mean, the Khmer Rouge have built an army out of terror, so you can build a cult, right?
Wait, so is everyone going to have like a cult out of terror, and I'm going to have like the opposite?
Yeah. Good mate, bad mate.
So, do you hear that?
We're building like 3 parallel organizations to the Khmer Rouge as we fight them. We get a fucking unit of child soldiers, or mages like mind controlling a bunch of people.
Oh no, those child soldiers. When I altered their memories, I made me the star in the show. They're all loyal to me in the end.
Daddy Omen.
So when we get back to the compound, I'll gather the troops up, and I'll hand out the sherbet, and I'll tell them
and
that
like
this
that
dwarf, this dwarf is an evil anti-capitalist. He will try to escape. The people who stop him from escaping get to beat him with sticks and will be greatly rewarded.
Can I set my rats onto him?
If he tries to escape, you must set your rats on him.
All right, hooray!
I'll quickly talk to Trey, and I'll ask him which one of the kids is probably the most the most competent in leader wise.
Yes, that's an insight check, I suppose.
I don't. Which one brought back the most rats for their team?
There we go. The meritocracy. So you give it to Julia. She has a Western name. She is 1/4 Spanish.
I'll bring Julia forward. Be like, that one.
Okay.
I'll make sure she has a nail in her stick to beat the dwarf if he tries to escape.
Big 9-inch nail.
I'll pat her on the head and I'll give her praise, and then I say, for your vast efforts and proof of loyalty and success, I'll grant you this. And I take the gun I got from my disciple that he gave it to me, and I'll give it to her.
Brilliant.
Like
all right. She looks at it with a sense of immense pride, like a grandfather giving his grandson his first Swiss Army knife or fishing rod or something.
So I guess while they're making terrorists in like the courtyard, can I like take my micro-link to like Godfather and say, oh yeah, it turned off, I think there's something wrong with it?
He just takes it, turns it on, and hands it back. Just flips the switch.
I must have had one of them.
It doesn't even look from the workbench. Just, did you get the tungsten?
I think 8-year-old who's showing his grandparents how to use the VCR.
But things you're probably older than him. It's like, it must have had one of them viruses.
Yeah, it was all those viruses.
Mako! I got a comlink for you.
Mako's at the penthouse.
Oh, I guess I'll go to Godfather.
He'll take it, and yeah, I guess
I'll explain that the Supreme Leader will give us 100 grand if we pack up and leave now over the course of 10 months.
We get paid more than that in a month.
This very serious offer. He's a very serious guy.
He has a furrowed brow on his electronic icon. He means business.
I'm not saying Trey has wiped his ass with his comlink. I'm just saying you might want to
like
get
sweet
some
and sour pork.
You might not want to hold it up to your face.
Yeah. All right.
So, can we make this fucking ammo that we started trying to make 15 minutes into the session?
Why? What do we need the ammo?
To take on the airport.
The HMG
Yeah,
that
we
got.
were like, we were like, oh yeah, let's get all this prep done for the airport this session, like so we could start the assault next. And first thing I was like, okay, I guess we need some bullets for this gun. Started trying to make those, and we were like, we need tungsten. Let's go get that at the market.
What kind of HMG do we have?
An RPK.
Oh, Ricochet.
Well, he's got the Gauss rifle. My plan's to stick this thing on a smart firing platform, maybe turn our truck into a technical or something.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, unless Ricochet's in the mood to dual wield.
I don't have
to. I forgot about the Gauss rifle. I forget.
It's an option with guns that size, but
yeah, I think with an HMG you need like 10 strength to carry it around.
Really? Shit.
It's a very situational
I mean, to like
thing.
wield it as like a personal weapon.
Like Rambo style, yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, you gotta like put it on something. But yeah. So yeah, I guess with the tungsten we've gathered, about how much of it do I reckon we'll need to make an alloy and use those to tip some or to tip 100?
Look, I'm happy to be wrong, but I'd say
just quote them.
Right. I don't know the ratio, but I'm going to say like 100 grams a bullet. Does that sound right? Which would be for 5 kilos, exactly 50 rounds. It sounds nice and clean and simple, but I don't mind if someone has better science than me.
I wouldn't think you'd use that much.
Yeah, it might only be 10 grams rather than 100 grams. As you say, if you're only coating it rather than putting in a, I don't know, warhead's the wrong word, but whatever the tip of a bullet's called.
Yeah, tungsten coating sounds like the way to go, especially if we dilute it with something.
You generally the only thing you mix tungsten with is carbide.
And that sounds easy enough to get. I don't know what carbide is, but it's obviously a carbon component, so we're not going to have a problem getting that, I wouldn't have thought. I don't know. Not a great chemist.
Godfather's a chemist.
All right. Well, we'll say triple that. Then.
It just means carbon in the tungsten, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so it's just a proper carbon structure. So we'll say 3 times that much. Then 150 heavy machine gun rounds. That sounds adequate.
Perfectly.
Sounds good. All right. Okay, we'll switch back finally for the first time all game over to Mako. Mako, there is a knock at the door at your or maybe it'll be a comlink call in intercom, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
You get a message from the front desk saying that you have a visitor.
I'll go check the door after grabbing my pistol.
Right. When you check the door, you discover a beautiful Thai elf, heavy in tattoos. You think you recognize her? Did you pay any attention at all to the girls who dropped by a week ago?
I was hanging out with them while they were drinking. So
I thought, like, not like Ricochet, who just like didn't give 2 fucks. Godfather. Yeah, you recognize her. Maybe the prettiest of them. Certainly the one with the best tattoos. There's no doubt about that. And she says, "Hello. Is this a bad time?"
No. What do you need?
I am looking for Omen. Is he talk about me?
I don't know. Has Omen talked about her?
Omen? Do you give a fuck about anyone except for yourself?
There is a correct answer here. My answer is no, but that doesn't mean it's what you should say.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah, he's been really busy, but he's talked about you some. Yeah.
Bored. I just want to, watch a movie or something.
He's not in right now, but if you want to wait around until he gets back.
Sure. Maybe he lost my number. I can give it to you, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so she gives you a generic comlink number. I will be downstairs, just waiting bar. I have nothing to do, and town, it's chaos today. There is gunfire in the streets. I don't want to go outside. I'm feeling scared. I want to, want to not feel scared anymore.
Well, why don't you wait up here? We've got booze.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. She does the Y, which is like a little prayer and bow there. And once you step out of the way, she comes in and yeah, she'll have a beer or smoke a joint or whatever it is that you want to do.
Yeah.
Watch some TV.
I'll chat her up and try to get an idea of the what's going on in the city. Just in.
She takes the remote control and sorry, keep going.
Just get her opinion of the situation, I guess. Her view on.
Sure. She takes the remote control and flicks through the channel and loads up a that old classic, The Hangover Part 2.
The remake.
They watch that the way we watch like Casablanca.
Precisely. And yeah, she loves it. She's easily amused by this sort of slapstick half-wit comedy. She doesn't like the place, right? She doesn't like Siem Reap. She doesn't like Cambodia in general. She doesn't think that the Khmer are a very advanced people. She certainly doesn't like the Khmer Rouge, at least according to the spiel that she's giving you. Ultimately, she wishes she could go back to Bangkok, but her family are too poor. They need money. There's no work in Bangkok. The whole place has been locked down. There's no entertainment because the government has got a coup. She's worried about her family. And so she just pours her heart out to you there and on the couch. Like, she's scared, but she needs to be strong because she is the breadwinner in her family. If only she could find, a nice foreign husband that could take care of her, and she would give up this trade once and for all.
I want to. I'll kind of make small talk and listen mostly, but I want to inquire about the pyramid.
Oh yeah, she has been to the pyramid. She knows the pyramid. It's a nice place. Very swanky. She uses that word. Very swanky. Very nice place. But lots of drugs, lots of guns. You can't take drugs and guns in there, but you don't need to because there's drugs and guns everywhere inside. It's run by Muay Thai. It's run by Thai man called Chef. He is good fighter, best fighter I've ever seen. He will. I see him kill a man with his kick.
Have you met him at all? Do you know him very well?
She's not sure how to put this. I have not met him, but I have kissed him. What the fuck's that mean? No, I did not meet him, but I am working in martial arts. I am card girl, round girl. I hold up sign, and when he win, it's my job to give him kiss. You understand?
I understand, yeah.
Yeah, but we don't fuck, nothing.
Can I get a judge intentions on her just to kind of gauge where her, if her relationship with the pyramid and Chef in general are as she's predicted?
Absolutely. She's had a joint, she's had a beer, so you get an extra 2 dice because she's kind of chill at the moment. It's it's hard to lie to your mother when you've got red eyes.
I'll re-roll that with edge.
All right. Edge.
If it goes through.
If it goes through. I don't think it's going through.
There it is.
So 7 hits total.
7's huge. Yeah, look, she has poured her heart out to you. In fact, she's enjoying the conversation. She likes you as a person. I wouldn't say that Omen was necessarily nice to her, but he was at least the kind of customer or client that she's in the business for. He's got a lot of money and he does fun things. He's young and he's handsome. It's better to fuck a young, handsome guy with lots of money that'll let you bring your friends than to have to, get chained to the bed by some dude in his 70s that weighs 130 kilos. So,
fair.
It's not a good job, but at least the conditions here are better than most. Air conditioning. She can watch classic cinema, Academy Award-winning cinema. And yeah, so she's pouring her heart out to you, and underneath all of this, she seems both too smart and too scared to lie to people like you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess
genuine hooker with a heart of gold.
Well, just one who knows what battles to pick, right? You don't
right?
fuck over the people who can murder you.
Precisely.
The capability to, I mean.
That's right, especially if they're paying you pretty good cash and your family has a sick buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah. She's having a good time, you know.
I guess I'm going to send a message to Omen and let him know that there's a girl here looking.
Do you give any description or anything like that, or?
Yeah.
Should I make a a memory check to see if I even remember?
Like 4 girls. That's not that many. I would hope that, like, if you nail 4 women, that you can at least remember their faces. I mean, maybe I'm.
She was the elf.
Yeah,
the elf. Okay.
She had
yeah.
tattoos.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Okay. I'll reply back. I'm like, is she asking for more money?
Not really.
Not yet.
She seems to be more looking for, I don't know. Well, maybe marriage, but maybe not with you. I don't know. She's looking for safety. The shootout spooked her, I guess. But I think she's a good informant we can use.
Come on, dude. Marriage and spirit don't even really count. Just have some fun while we're here.
PM, yeah, to keep PMing makeover, like, I'll just message you back the, Don Omen will accept all children that have fear in their hearts, and I'm on my way.
Yeah. I'll tell her that Omen will be by before too long.
All right. Yeah. Well, she's happy. This is the part where the monkey steals I don't know what he steals, but he steals something, and they all run through the street and they have to jump over like panels of glass. And they're fantastic. She loves this scene.
Oh, I was like, wait, what's happening? This is crazy. And I'm like, no, it's the movie. That's right.
Meanwhile, outside there's a monkey that's stolen something. He's running through the Oh man, this is off track, but I saw a report yesterday that a fucking monkey broke into a laboratory in India where they're working on the COVID vaccine and it's stolen. I saw it on the Shadowrun page, and the people are like, "Okay, who recruited the monkey?" You know?
That's great.
Some mage was like, no, it's a totally viable plan. We just mind control the monkey, send him in, he does the whole heist for us, and if he gets caught, it's a fucking monkey, you know? What are they gonna do? It's foolproof.
Oh my god, no, it's the ape we helped evacuate and then not evacuate and got him out. It's him. He's really trying to work on it himself.
He's making it up to
you. Trying to find a cure.
Sasquatch. He's not an ape, okay? He's a Sasquatch.
I'm sorry. That's like so racist of me.
Oh shit.
Yeah, those monkeys all look the same.
Oh my goodness.
Real quick, before the session end, can I make a crack at finishing the mods I want to do on this weapon?
Great idea. Let's actually get something done.
I'm gonna attach a smart gun system and smart firing platform, which I already have. But the things I'll need to things I don't have are a gas vent 3 system and
he'll have
the
one.
modifications.
Yeah, so a gas vent's just lying around, like some sort of old exhaust pipe that's been modified. It's not pretty, but it'll do the job.
All right. And the easy breakdown mod, which basically just lets you disassemble the weapon quicker, sort of, so you don't have to carry it around in one big part.
Yeah, sure. It's going to take a bit of time, but the components are here. I imagine it's just a matter of putting a few pins in and doing some welding and shit like that. I wouldn't know, but that sounds about right. You're basically breaking it into a modular set of pieces that are held together with, I guess, pins and hinges.
Fantastic.
It's going to take time, but it's perfectly within your capabilities. You won't need rolls.
All right. Can I also try to make some non-armor piercing rounds?
Plenty, yeah. That's no problem. You've got all the scrap metal that you could want. There's plenty of lead lying here, there, and everywhere. Different old dumbbells, for example. You could break down Clockwork's old dumbbells and weights and just fucking convert them to bullets.
Cool. Try to make like 3 belts, I guess.
Yeah, that'd be no problem. Yeah, conventional ammo shouldn't be a real challenge for you now that you've got the workshop and all of the, literally 100 tons of scrap metal if you're willing to fucking scrap the bulldozer.
All right. So, all right.
Let me get the one thing I wanted to do done this session, technically. Christ. Yeah, anything else anybody want to do?
I mean, we have like 3 minutes. Think we can get the assault on the airfield done?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and kick it off. Let's do this.
I do want to quickly ask, because I doubt there's anywhere in here in this city I could probably do it. But schematics for spells? Well, I'm not sure what the word is for it.
Actually, there's quite a few shops that like the market sells schematics. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's next session. Going to the market for schematics
spells. Yeah.
Just immediately go back. Shit, we forgot.
Damn it. Okay, good to know. And another question: how would you like to deal with the whole initiation for mages?
It'll be a quest.
The whole quest. Okay.
Yeah. So work out what you want to initiate into, and then I'll build a quest designed around that task. And even though it'll be focused on you, obviously everyone else will be there too.
Yeah.
I guess I'll be needing to that too. I've got like street cred, notoriety, and public. Like I've basically got them on 0. Like, what should they be?
I didn't understand that.
Street credit, notoriety, public awareness. Like, what should they be on?
Oh, that's a really good question. I'm really bad at keeping track of them, and it kind of doesn't matter too much. I'm not really good with what the numbers mean, but you should, as players, by now realize that. I mean, they know who you are. Everyone who's everyone in this country knows who you are. As opposed, what the world thinks of you may be less relevant unless you want to know. But let's just kind of skip over that a little bit and accept first of all that the Khmer Rouge knows who we are. Like they've got fucking their common soldiers have our photos on their comlinks. The government hired you, so they know who you are. And as for street cred, notoriety, whatever the terminology is, because you've started helping people, that's getting around as well. All in all, the numbers are relatively high, probably about 4, but I don't know what 4 even means. But it's always meant to be a fairly approximate round figure anyway. And I feel that you probably know as players roughly how well you are knowing without me having to assign a particular factor.
This is an unconventional campaign.
Yeah.
So those are stats that probably don't necessarily apply the way they do anyway.
I mean, we just met the leader of the cops, and she gave us a free pass. So that's. Is that street cred 10 or 0? I don't know. You decide.
I mean,
public awareness.
Yeah.
I mean, that one probably
or
went
is
up
that
because I was
more
hitting people.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll skip ahead to that then. A successful mission will be worth 5 karma.
Mission reward, shopping trip.
That's right. Got our bullets. Got our karma. A job well done. And the scene ends with Omen turning up and presumably taking Bar into the bedroom.
Apparently, Mako.
Yeah, Mako.
Oh, Mako. You're gonna do a word on her, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you got the money. She'll go with you for sure. You're not the first girl she said.
Everyone say goodbye to the internet people. I forgot that was running. Goodbye.
All right.